When Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and the thunders were ceased, he sinned yet more and hardened his heart, he and his servants, and the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had spoken to Moses. All praises to Yahweh. That was the end result, and that was the beginning. That was really the beginning. It wasn't the end, that was the beginning of Pharaoh and the house of Egypt going down.
It was the beginning of the end for them.
Beginning of the end for them. Just like now it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Do you want me to read the articles you sent?
Yes, please. The water, brother.
All right.
Yeah, the first article I want you to read is the freedom of speech one.
Okay.
In Scotland. You know, give me Amos 8 and verse 11.
Right, so you ready?
Yeah.
This is an article from Zero Hedge, published on Friday the 6th of January, which is yesterday. It says, free speech under threat from police in Scotland, say index on censorship. Freedom of expression is under threat in Scotland because the police are increasingly reporting non-crimes as hate incidents. The Watchdog Index censorship warned. Guidance from the College of Policing, the professional body for officers in England and Wales, suggests officers should log a non-crime hate incident if it is perceived to be motivated by hatred or prejudice, even if the speaker insists it was a joke or an innocent remark. The college updated its guidance in July of 2022 after judges said in 2020 they were having a chilling effect on public debates. But the Times of London reported that in 2021 the police in Scotland logged 928 incidents of malice and ill will where no criminal offence had been committed, twice the number in 2017.
Yeah, so that's their excuse. Their excuses is that you know, non-violent speech or non-violent actions that are undertaken because of these non-violent activities, like I've explained, you know, just briefly, they're gonna have to clamp down on the idea of freedom of speech. People being prohibited to saying whatever they feel they should say or have some form of banter, basically, right? So you know, basically that's all leading down to the official privacy of Amos 8th chapter, and the reason why they're you know, they're conveying this message through this article as we're reading it, because really what it's all about, people are waking up, man, to this devil.
Yeah.
Every step of the way. You know, you have this this V shop that, you know, a lot of people are finding out, you know, these reporters and all of that. They're finding articles and just different things of people you know, receiving the recompense of taking that V shop, basically. You know what I'm saying? And more people are becoming more aware of this. And I don't know, and it's like just like the brother was speaking about, how you have these VC activists, right? Can't say the word. These VC activists are pretty much, as I can remember in the article, the guy, I think his name is Peter Hotel's his name is, and he was basically liking those activists as basically like terrorists, in my own words anyway, right? So that's why they want to clamp down on freedom of speech. You know, they're gonna use non-violent activities, non-violent you know, banters as a leeway to just get rid of freedom of speech altogether, because look at the mess it's causing. I tell you what, brother, you can go back up a little bit.
Yep.
Because there was a point that you read.
All right. I'll jump over a few paragraphs. So it says, guidance from the College of Policing and professional body of officers in England,
Yeah, slow it down.
and Wales suggests officers should log a non-crime hate incident.
Yeah, so now they're saying officers should log a non-crime incident. Go on.
If it is perceived to be motivated.
If it is perceived to be motivated. So couldn't they say what we're talking about can be motivated for violence?
Yes.
They could do that. Because they don't want us out here anyway. Right? And it's funny how this is beginning in Scotland. So I wonder if this is a message in telling us, you Bible believers, because you got to remember, what is it, King James King James the Sixth, and he's also known as the first. He was the first king of Scotland, and as well as the king of England overall. Right? And he was the brother that authorized the Bible. So that's just my analysis. I wonder if that's a message you Bible believers.
Yes, good point.
You know, so hold on with that, brother, and give me that right there.
Yeah. Amos chapters 8 and verse 11 says, And behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of the hearing of the words of the Lord.
But of the hearing of the words of the Lord. So really what is gonna pave the way for is not us teaching anymore. We've been talking about this for time, man. On how the time is gonna come where we're not gonna be teaching you anymore. The knowledge of the Heavenly Father is not gonna be easily accessible. Alright, because Esau is getting kicked in the ass by truths. So they gotta come up with some form of legislation or a crime bill to just scrap freedom of speech altogether, doing away with democracy. All right, so I want you to read that exact point again, my brother.
Right, so it says guidance from the College of Policing, the professional body for officers in England and Wales, suggests that officers should log a non-crime hate incident if it is perceived to be motivated by hatred or prejudice, even if the speaker insists it was a joke or an innocent remark.
Even if the speaker insists it was a joke or a remark. And I mean, if you look at people in general in the Western Hemisphere, people can't even talk like they used to freely. Like I remember growing up in school, like when we were young kids, we used to call each other the F-bomb. Now you can't even say that word anymore. You go to school and you say that to somebody, you're gonna get expelled or suspended.
How things have changed.
Yeah, exactly. How things have changed. Exactly, right? So, you know, you gotta be basically an F, basically, in this world, man. You can't be a man. You gotta be a feminine individual. Don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know, tucking your balls, pretty much. That's what this society wants you to do. They want you to tuck in your testosterone and just be stiff about things. I mean, if you see something, you see something that's that you were not taught, or that you have some form of disagreements with it, just don't say anything. Just accept it.
Yeah.
Coexist with it. And when you don't say nothing, it's all psychological. The more you don't say something about something that's bad, the more you automatically by default you take on that.
Yeah.
So when they told people, look, you know, two moles are gonna get married back in 2000, and I believe it was 8 or 9 when Obama came in office, right? And I think it was 2010. He signed a bill. He said that it was okay for two moles to get it in.
I remember that, yeah.
Right? So, and plus what as they always do, they always use the media to be with you and get you emotionally charged to accept this idea of that it's okay that human beings, and they have a right to their, you know, sexuality and what have you. And then afterwards they tell you don't say nothing about it. Automatically influence you in totality to get influenced by that nonsense. And if you're influenced by it, you would then in tandem do it as well.
Don't hand join in hand.
Exactly. Don't hand join in hand, baby boy. Right? So that's just the thing. So in this case, especially when it comes to the VC shot, which people are basically about to die out here, as they well know, just don't say anything about it, because we want you to get your VC shot, if possible, or more so an implantable device inside of you. How about that one? Go on, brother.
Who, me or Aria?
You.
Right, so it says, reading on, it says the college updated its guidance in July of 2022 after judges said in 2020 they were having a chilling effect on public debate. But the Times of London has reported that in 2021, police of Scotland logged 928 incidents of malice and ill will, where no criminal offence had been committed.
And let me tell you something about the police, man. The police, there's a couple of police officers in around about the time of me teaching this word and seeing other brothers teach the word, other elders that came before me, you know, the elders in the UK, of course. You know, I've witnessed police officers saying that, you know, you guys do a good job.
Yeah.
Right? And they know about us. We're on YouTube, for crying out loud. Like, YouTube is the government. YouTube is the camera of the government that's watching everybody. Right? So if we was basically an enemy combatant, literally spewing terrorism, we would be arrested by now. We should be arrested by now, if that's the case, right? There's all kind of spies in Great Millstone, as probably is the case, right? Because you got to believe in that, brothers. Like, you know, like the apostles say. Look at Yahweh Shai in the 12. You had a spy that Yahweh Shai already knew about, which is Judas Iscariot. So the same thing that happened back then is going to happen right now. So you better believe in GMS, there has to be spies around.
Yep.
Okay? And they're all around us, and they're getting influenced by the truth. Because the more a spy is in league with a group that they're supposed to spy on, the more they become the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing of it is, we know that we're on record. We know that we're being seen, and that's just the thing about that. But I'm just saying that we was really about that terrorism shit, which we're not even that. We're just truth tellers. Then we should be arrested by now. Okay? And whatever's gonna happen is all about a will and design of Yahweh Baal Shem Shai any doggone way. So, you know, that's just the thing. But what I'm saying is the police have told us that we do a good deed. Yeah, so that's just all. I'm gonna just leave it at that. We want to continue on with this. Go on, bro.
Go on. So it says, Police Scotland also logged 625 non-crime hate incidents in the first half of 2022.
Yeah, and what I forgot to say is that really deep down the police, they agree with when people speak out. Half of them anyway, because they're not getting paid any money. Yeah, they know who they're working for. So, and I remember watching one video, man. There was this politician down here in down here in the UK, and he was running away from the the protesters. I think some protesters chasing him. Right, and you had a barrage of police officers that was around him. Not one of them decided to protect this guy. Not one. They just allowed this guy to just get the running when the people should have got the running. You understand? So the PC, man, they know what's up, man. They're a part of the system, and they know what's up. More than a regular everyday John and Jane. Go on, brother.
In a statement to the Times of London, Police Scotland denied it had introduced... Read that again. Yeah. In a statement to the Times of London, Police Scotland denied it had introduced a culture whereby jokes of freedom of speech were curtailed.
Yeah, so what they're saying is you can't even make a fucking joke, bro. You're not even allowed to say anything. That's a joke. You understand? Like, that's craziness. They just want individuals to just keep their mouth shut. Don't say a word. Don't say nothing.
Okay, you don't like each other.
Just be a bunch of robots out here with no soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah? Like just be in order and just allow us to tell you what to do and just do what we say to you. Don't turn left, don't turn right. Just go straight where we need you to go. That's the mentality they want to develop in us. Going right.
But the chief executive of Index on Censorship, Bruce Smith, said there is a clear danger that police involvement in the reporting and recording of speech that falls below legal thresholds can have a damaging impact on the freedom of expression.
Absolutely. Go on.
And robust debates.
Like, for example, you got down here in London, what's it called? Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. Right? If let's just say they fulfill that down here, to do the same thing down here, right? There'll be no Speaker's Corner. So if them Speaker Corner cats can't even say what they gotta say, because a lot of them use the ages, I believe, anyway.
Yeah.
Them use the Speaker's Corner. So them niggas can't say a word because of this bill that you passed. then that spells the end for freedom of expression. And if freedom of expression is gone, then basically there's no democracy. You now live in a communistic state.
I appreciate for that.
You hit me with that, brother. So that's what he wanna turn things. Like I said, I remember when I was a kid, man, everything was free. If you let's just say you wanted to make fun of someone that was disabled, you could.
Yeah.
And it was nothing. He would have to just deal with that shit, bro. I was made fun of, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, certain people used to tease me because of my eye and shit. It was nothing, man. I used to tease dudes because they were fat. Yeah? But I later paid for it later on though. You know, but I'm just saying, back in the day, it was just words, bro. You live with it, you just keep going over it, man. It's no big deal. Like the saying goes, 16 stones break my bones, but words don't. Now you can't say nothing. Can't say shit. Otherwise, you someone will call call 999 on you and get you arrested because
the Andrew Tate thing. Because I was catching up on a little bit of what you heard about him, yeah?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
And he's on that fresh and fit.
Yeah.
And this pure woman that go on there debating about relationships.
Yeah.
And he was cutting the women about feminism, yeah? Saying, how you going to be feminine and say you don't need men when if your car breaks down, you call a man. The road you drive on is about
right.
man. Everything is supported by men. How you can that feminism is a load of bullshit. The woman didn't answer. So that goes down to that's why he was arrested. But that's one of the main reasons why they don't like that freedom of speech.
Right.
That's one of the main vessels that the women use. Feminism. You know? So that is why they showed an example. They arrested him. I think some people said it might be an inside job.
Possibly is.
You know?
Because anyone that blows up on YouTube, like look at my man, like the dude just came out of nowhere. This what's his name again? His name is
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate. The dude just came up out of nowhere, blew up, got all kind of
banned from Twitter.
Right. Got all kind of top level YouTubers and those that have millions of subscribers talking about this guy, and he appears on the scene. Yeah. So I mean, this dude
Probably an insider.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you what,
he's
Elder.
just another agent.
I'm still lucky. I remember I saw him. Piers Morgan was interviewing
he
him.
went on the Piers Morgan
show. And he's putting up them hand signals, man.
Oh,
All the way.
Yeah.
When he took it out, he put it right back again. And the camera's focused right. He's an insider, man.
An
I don't trust the bugger.
And
I don't trust him.
Level insider too.
Yeah.
He ain't on a high level, but he was on a level enough to go on Piers Morgan show.
Yeah.
How a random nigga go on Piers Morgan show?
That's it.
Come on, man. Like, bro, get out of here with that, man. But I'm just saying, they use these guys to push a narrative. And those that agree with what he's saying. What's this guy talking about?
You're bringing the demon, go away!
Yeah, so what I was saying
You really are bringing the devil. You don't know about Jesus, you're just
Andrew
shit.
Tate.
You're
Andrew-
fake. They're
Andrew
probably
Tate
drug
was
dealers.
basically,
And they're making
he was
out,
just
they're
nothing
just
more than
standing
an
there,
agent.
pretending that they're talking
Anyway,
about
brother,
Jesus.
get
But really they're on Isaiah drugs.
chapter 10 and 1 says, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievous which they have prescribed. I read it again. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, and basically them prohibiting the truth is a bad decree, because the Heavenly Father established nature and everything else based on truth. So what do you mean you're gonna stop people from speaking the truth? What are you talking about? But that's his devil. He's that red dragon which was made to deceive, and he will be cast down. Go on, brother.
Just a quick point. Esau's been doing this for a little while, since the early 2000s. He came up with the term the war on terror.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was old enough, I was in my early 20s. I was
the bridge over there.
Yeah, if it gets too bad, we going in the
Right. I was in my early 20s around the time that 9/11 hit, and I thought to myself, how are you going to have a war on terror? That's like an invisible enemy. The war in terror has now turned into the war on free speech. See what I'm saying? So it's all progressive, the progressive erosion of civil liberties and human rights. But people don't see it. They're just like, oh well, it's just normal, but no, it's not normal, man. So for people not to be able to express themselves to speak, that's some bullshit, man.
Yes, and that's some BS. Because the thing of it is, people have different views on life, different perspectives. So if you're telling
Some
me
footage in a minute anyway.
that
Should.
you can't even make a joke, I mean, that's just too bad, man. But like I said, it's just because the truth is kicking Esau in the ass. That's why this flame young came over here talking about whatever he was talking about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these niggas is getting offended, man, by the truth. The truth is fucking with you. You know? And that nigga was probably a fucking agent anyway. Talking about, you know, this bullshit.
You look like you just finished, but you turn out by some next
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Grab stand up
yeah.
straight. Put up and stand up straight.
It
Yeah.
looked like it's been molested. Just through the spirit, it looks like someone's been really messed up, man.
That's what I thought too. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about that going better. Because you got a lot of messed up souls out there, man. A lot of people, they going through shit, bro. Going up.
Yeah, I'll read it again and I'll read that. Isaiah chapters 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, and the ultimate grievous thing that they want to prescribe is to put an end to this gospel. That's really what they would like to do, is put an end to the gospel and all of that which is in relation to the Israelites, their knowledge. But this knowledge is going to grow and it's going to show itself. So you can't put away this truth because you offended Esau. Now, back when Esau was doing pretty good, he didn't have to do anything against freedom of speech. Freedom of speech was what it was. So why all of a sudden now you getting offended? Because these niggas is going downhill. That's why.
Yeah.
When they was on the up and at 'em, niggas could say whatever they want. Now a lot of people can't say what they want now. Because they're going down. They're at the bottom. So they're worrying about words now all of a sudden going up.
If I may, there was a time when Jake couldn't speak the way we speak. We couldn't even look an Edomite in the eye without fear of being lynched.
Yeah.
Then,
That was in the 50s. That wasn't that long ago, in the 50s.
Yeah, that was the 50s.
Yeah.
you know what's funny? I was going to, not to talk too much, but you know the original film Back to the Future? Michael J. Fox goes back to 1955. They were still lynching people in 1955.
Emmett Till. That's when Emmett Till got mashed up.
That's the same year.
the same year.
So my point is that they opened up a little bit, allowed Jake to have a couple, you can do this, you can do that. But now Jake has got to the point where we're standing up now, as pertaining to Revelation 11, and we're speaking out so much fire that now they're like, shit, we got to have a war against the truth, man. We got to stop these guys, so we got to shut down all avenues to truth.
Yeah.
So that's basically where it's at now.
Yeah, the truth is kicking them in the ass. Give them a karate chop, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, brother, we got it.
I can't. So back in the article, it says, but Chief Executive on the Index of Censorship, Ruth Smith, said there is a clear danger that the police involvement in the reporting and recording of speech that falls below the legal thresholds can have a damaging impact on the freedom of expression and robust debate. These figures obtained through Freedom of Information shows a concerning and rapid upward trend in incidents.
And they don't give a fuck about freedom of expression. They want that deaded out. Why you think in school they don't allow debates? Let's say you're in school. That's why school's boring, because even the kids are not allowed to debate.
Yeah,
Just listen to the teacher that's above you, and that's it.
don't question anything.
Don't question anything. So just imagine of how they can apply that all around society. That's what they want. And if you got that concept, or if you got that in activation, let me use that instead. If you got that in activation all around society, people are just going to be blaming robots, man. Just blaming robots. So if they say, look, you got to go get your VC shot on September the 15th, 2029 or some shit, you're going to have to do it. Plus, by that time, you're going to have that marketing.
Yeah.
So your marker is going to tell you, look, you got to do this today. And if you don't do that today and you're in violation of that, then they're going to be able to, violate your carbon points.
Ah, yeah. That's another big thing that's being pushed now.
Yeah. So that's why they're preparing the CBDCs in the digital world infrastructure and getting minds prepared and ready to just be told what to do and to just do it and shut the fuck up. We don't have no debates, because when people have debates and all of that, you know, thoughts and ideas
That's it.
come
It
into
comes
existence.
into, yeah, that's it.
And they don't want thinkers. They don't want critical thinkers. They can't stand these kind of folks.
In other words, it opens up a can of worms.
There you go.
Yeah, when debates happen.
Yeah. So they want to shut that down.
Yeah.
That's all about. It ain't got nothing to do because people are getting offended.
Yeah.
People are barely talking to anyone right now.
Yeah.
True, true.
So what are they talking about? They just want to put an end to freedom of expression, period. Yeah. Go on, huh?
Smith, a former Labour MP, said the growing use risks of creations of a legal grey area where certain topics are avoided due to a likelihood of police involvement or their vexatious use by some to invite formal investigation and action against those exercising freedom of expression. The warning comes only days after the co-founder of a comedy club in London, Andy Shaw, said people were in danger of self-censoring in the workplace because of the danger of being reported.
And that's another thing too, when people are working with one another, they're talking about the problems that's going on in society. That's another thing they don't want. They don't want groups of people getting together and having discussions about the madness that's going on in the world. Because then that's going to propel what? Protesting. Homegrown protesters. And then people are going to result to the violence. They don't want that. Now, they do want people to result to the violence to a degree because they want to bring a new world system. They want to use the Hegelian dialectic. But, I mean, it's just kind of confusing, man. It's just kind of like, what it is they don't, I think what it is they don't want people to get together in groups.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when people get together in groups, things work out in the best interest of the people more effectively. So whatever the idea is of the people, they can get that in actuality. So what they rather want is just people don't say shit, people disagree with the government, and be individualists.
Yeah.
Going out.
So reading on, it says,
Yeah.
it says, the warning, yeah, I read that one. Shaw said sarcasm and dark humour help people to get through tough jobs in the emergency service or in hospital wards.
Exactly. Go on.
Shaw told NTD's British Thought Leaders programme, in certain areas it is harder if you've got one person who seeks to take offence and they know that they have the power to bring you down. A lot of women. There are people who can sense that power and it does attract bad actors. Shaw said the so-called safe space environment was being used by some to shut down any off-colour jokes or humour.
Yeah, because again, they don't want jokes because again, jokes can also stimulate ideas as well. As it says, what is it? Truth is sometimes told in gesture.
Oh yeah, a lot of truth told in gesture.
Yeah,
And the word comedy means food for thought, if I'm not mistaken.
something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of truth is said in jest because it kind of hides it. You want to say it, but you hide it in comedy.
You hide it in
jest.
comedy.
Yeah. There's a lot of-
Stand-up comedians.
Yeah, Esau is very good with sarcasm, prideful sarcasm. You know, being that I was around him in church and all that. So the man might be doing a speech and he might say, "Oh, those West Indians," and then he might say, "The Israelites are so good."
Stuff like that,
And
yeah.
it's like he's saying you Jamaicans are rebel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been under a lot of that sarcasm for a long time.
It's just banter. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Go on.
If I may make a point, I made an observation this week. I was reading some scriptures, and in the world, they teach you that sarcasm is a bad thing. Oh, you're so sarcastic. Why do you have to be that way? Blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? Yahweh Shai was sarcastic, man. What were his parables? A lot of them were dark sayings, and they had a meaning which had to be interpreted, which once interpreted caused offence. So he cut a lot of people with his words, man. If Yahweh Shai were here right now, they'd be trying to shut him down, saying that, you know, what you're saying is offensive to some people. Like, for example, even him just saying, him to have an ear, let him hear, or to you it's given, but to them it's not given, people will be offended by that. Because in this society, everybody wants to be included, even if they're not worthy. Like, everybody, like, how do you put it? If someone's good at something and someone's not, now it's offensive to say, hey, you know what, man, you're shit at that, man. You can't say that anymore. Now he has to get a little consolation prize otherwise you hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit today, man. Anyway, let me read this. So like it says, in August last year, Scottish comedy Jerry Lee Saldowitz had a gig in the Edinburgh Fringe, cancelled by a venue which claimed his content of a previous show was extreme in its racism, sexism, homophobia, and misogyny. Sadowitz, age 60, reported, writing in a statement on Twitter, asks nobody to agree with anything I say or do on stage. God forbid they should ever one day end up like me, and I have never once courted a mainstream audience to come to my shows. In real life, I don't really want to upset anyone. It's not clear if the jokes made by Sadowitz were logged by police in Scotland as a non-crime hate incident. Hey, check out this wording, man. Let me read this again. It's not clear if the jokes made by Sadowitz were logged by police Scotland as a non-crime hate incident. So if it's a non-crime, why the fuck are the police involved?
Right.
Don't make no sense.
No.
Aren't police supposed to be there to solve crimes?
Yep.
So if it's a non-crime hate incident, what the hell are they doing there? That shows that the borderlines and boundaries that have been, of the authority that's been bestowed upon these so-called police officers has only gotten bigger, while the rights of the people have only diminished.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. They're empowering the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
That's that unrighteous decree.
Yeah. That's the goal. The goal is to empower the government and to lead the people. Again, it goes back to the Hegelian dialectic. What is the ultimate purpose? It's to centralize all power back to the government.
Yeah.
So let's set up all of these agents out there to convey a message that the far righters will agree on, and shut these guys down and shut the far right thinkers down as well in the process. And then that would then scare the leftists
Yes.
and keep them in line.
Yeah, what's the saying? They will own nothing and be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you can, brother, give me Psalms chapter 10 on that.
Yeah. All right. One more on this, and then I'll get to Psalms 10.
All right, yeah, read that. All right,
Psalms, Isaiah chapters 10 and 2 now. To turn aside the needy from the judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's all about robbing and taking away the rights of the poor. Man.
You said Psalms 10.
Yeah, Psalms 10 and verse 2.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're taking the rights from the poor. They're taking away what was the other verse you read?
That was
Isaiah 10 and
Isaiah 10, yeah.
Yeah, and then take away the rights from my people. So it's that equivalent.
Oh yeah.
So Esau's steady on the hunt against our people. And when I say our people, I'm also talking about these Edomites. Look, excuse me, these Israelites that look like Edomites too.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's who really Esau is at ultimates. He's at ultimates Jacob. At the end of the day, because a lot of these guys that are waking up, exposing this devil, a lot of them are probably Israelites anyway. But for a little bit of soul in them, and they can't help but tell the truth.
Yeah.
They can't hold underneath. You know, some of these guys work with these secret intelligence agencies. You got like the CIA.
That's right.
The what's the one down here? It's called the MI5.
Yeah.
Yes, MI6, which I believe the MI6 building is not too close from where we're at. So a lot of people worked in these areas, man, and they're becoming whistleblowers, exposing things, writing books about things that they found out about going on.
Just a quick side note, they're talking about comedy here. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these comedians are told to tell jokes that are going to be targeted towards certain groups, so that they can rise up against them.
Bro, they're in
It's
it
all
too.
a setup.
Yeah,
They're all in it
so
too.
the-
They're all in it.
Yeah, there's one Amalekite, but she's making, to your point, she's making a lot of jokes about so-called black people. Sometimes they have to hide it within saying the jokes about themselves too, but really they want to get at Jake, saying that Jake is, there was no Holocaust, but if black people was around, they would have been the one. There would have been a Holocaust. That's them kind of, we call them hidden jests or hurtful sarcasm. If you come up against it and say, that was a bit they know it's hurting. Like if you say, that little black baby, that lovely black baby, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
they really, the emphasis is on the black.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them black car baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, but they're so cute, but really, this is a message. Oh, you remember back in the day when it used to be legal to have them Bollywood on the jam jobs?
Yeah.
You remember? And then she's looking into the black crowd.
Yeah.
It's folk, you know what I mean? But it's hurtful, but you have to laugh because you know what I mean? It's not really, you can't be too serious or you're negative.
No,
So it's
no.
hidden like that.
And what they do as well, they also do that just so that they can stir you up in the result of the violence. Again, going back to the Hegelian dialectic. All right, so there's even an agenda behind that too, you're saying. So, you know, most of the things that happen around the world and the media blows it up is all to do because it was already people that happening. You're going up.
Yeah, this is that. Yeah, you asked for this one. Psalms 10, and I start from, I start from 2. So, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
You're going.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's
Right.
desire,
Going.
and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth.
Yeah. As you just read in verse 2, I believe it is, where it says the wicked boasts of his desire. Like you just quoted from Claude Schwab. You will own nothing and be happy. That's
Yeah.
a boast. That's a boasting statement to
Yeah.
to say that basically you ain't gonna own shit and we gonna own every last bit of it. And what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Right? That's what that is,
Yeah.
man. Because they feeling themselves. They got all of this power, this technological power, and it's like they feel like they can't be chopped down. But the Lord is gonna chop them down. There's been many a man them out there, right? Like Benjamin said,
Yeah.
many a man them out there. Right? That's been exalted. Look at the Babylonians. The Babylonians was a nation not to be reckoned with. Like the thought of you rebelling against the Babylonian system was considered suicide. Right? But look at them now, they're in the dust. Their empire is in the dust. They're still alive and well today, but who are they under right now? They under the Edomites. That's what's up. The Medo-Persian Empire, another great society. But just dealing with the Babylonian society, that society was a major one. They had nations under them. Yeah? But they was taken down. So it doesn't matter how great your society is. It doesn't matter how technological advanced you are. At the end of the day, if the Lord wants you to be out of here, you're going to be out of here. Like that's just how it is. You can't stop it. No one's too big for the Most High to take down.
Yeah.
You will be taken down, Esau. All right? Mark our words. Every word that we've spoken about towards your downfall is going to come. It's going to happen. You will be taken down. Like my man said, he's kind of slow now. He's in office. Joe Biden.
You will rule on this.
You will rule on that. Mark my words before your 10 years over.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah, I saw that.
When
So,
he was
yeah.
when he's in his prime.
Yeah, when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
When he had some damn sense too. Going on.
3 again. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth.
Yeah, and I mean, at times when you catch them talking, they can't help but really tell their truth. Yeah, one woman in Australia said, one politician in Australia, I think she's a politician, but she could be more of a major medical head or something like that. But she was speaking about how they want to get into this new world order. She used that buzzword.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I saw that.
Yeah, so a lot of these students, they can't help themselves because they see that they're near and there to their agenda. But as they're drawing near to their agenda, the Lord has got something working in the back for them. Right? The Lord is going to put a monkey wrench in that bad boy. So once the Lord does that, it's up for this place. This place is finished. And I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. Like every time I go outside, man, I can just feel that sense that we're at the end of this thing. I can't put it into words. I don't know how long we got left. Like the scripture says, no man know of the hour nor the date when the Son of Man cometh. But we know it's got to be near because the things that's going on already and what they're talking about, what they're going to do, right? Even with the food, like I was going into one article the other day, just a brief video I put up about how this Democratic governor of New York, her name is Kathy Hochul or some shit, and she wants to pass a law so that human composition could be used as fertilizer.
Whoa.
So if that's passed, and they've already passed it in California, and some other states they passed it in as well. So if all 50 states pass that law, then they could actually use, human dead bodies as fertilizer to grow your fucking food, man.
Yeah. I believe that.
Hey, they showed that in the Matrix, man. When they spraying, no, that was in the War of the Worlds, where they're spraying the fields with human blood. It's like it's War of the Worlds.
Well, they found human DNA in, maybe I shouldn't say the word, in a particular restaurant. Human DNA in the burgers.
yeah, it's in McDonald's, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said it. So, but another thing is, because what's that guy, Richard Spurgeon? He said we put it in the matzo balls, right?
Oh, you're talking about those? You talking about that Amalekite?
Amalekite.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it Professor Finkelstein or something like that?
One of the, the name is the Amalekite.
Yeah.
So they used to have it on the video on YouTube. Maybe that's gone now. They showed a place, a factory where the manufacturing is pure. Instead of being like swine carcasses, cow, it's pure human carcasses. They're moving
Hanging
along.
up, yeah.
Moving them along. So yeah, they've been doing that. That ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
I used to say, well, I'm still gonna say it. When you go and you buy your burger, you buy a burger, right, or mince meat. I try and get mine from certain. Everybody's, gonna have to do whatever. Certain things like Waitrose, where they sell most things to the so-called middle class. Someone said to me, don't buy in certain areas where they send you to jail.
Yeah.
But if you're getting meat, make sure you can recognise what meat it is. I knew about this a long time, man.
Yeah.
I was always a bit savvy about what they do to food.
Yeah.
So mincemeat and all this, you don't know what the fuck it is. You can't identify that shit. But all right, you might try.
Even with the horse meat, so I remember a thing
That
about
came
the
out.
horse meat.
Yeah.
I was in the Christian church, Kingdom Hall, that came out. I was sitting there. I was talking to one of my spiritual mothers. She said, "Well, you know what? We must have been holding for that food a long time, man." She said, "We were Benjamin. We've been yamming our food since a long time. It's been out there. When you hear it, they're saying it. There's a scare. That's probably been out there 10 years in advance already.
Yeah.
See, people know, but it's up to you you got a standard that you have to, you got your standard. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, I know that if you name horse meat, it ain't gonna kill you, right? You've been yamming that, right? But try not to eat it, that's all I can say. You don't know what you're eating, man. It ain't gonna kill you, but that's all. I trust Waitrose, I trust Marks and Spencer. But who knows what might come out later on about what they.
You gotta watch that Morrison.
I don't trust Tesco and I don't trust
Iceland.
I don't trust LD, Elda and all them.
You're talking about little, right?
I don't trust them ones, man. I'm more with. A man said this to me, right? A Benjamin, he's over in another country now. He said shop, buy what Esau eats, because I was into my soul food and all that back in the day. He said, where they shop, that's where you should shop, because they know where to buy things. They want quality. The ones that are into the health, Yeah. That's what I try and do. that.
I've got a precept, if I may.
You're going up.
Just on what the brother's saying. Ezekiel 4 verse 13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whither I will drive them.
And that's what's happening, like the brother just explained. Our food will be defiled, and it wouldn't really be the food that we would really like.
Yeah.
But we've just been, that's just the condition of what we gotta deal with right now. And so the Lord paves the way for us to get out of these curses, man. Because this whole entire life is a curse, really, when you think about it. Food is the wrong kind of food to be eating. You don't know what's in your the water that you drink. It's all defiled. It's all messed up. But I'm just going back to this article that I was going into, how this woman, she wants to allow New Yorkers to be fertilizing that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's mad, that's crazy. That's some bugged out shit. According to the Lord, as well as in the book of Numbers, it's unclean to be around a carcass.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But they want to use carcass elements or rudiments of the carcass and turn that shit into fertilizer to grow your food. That's wicked, man. That's wicked. That's why this never gotta go. And you wonder why people catching cancer, all various diseases that we've heard about, because of this goddamn food we have to eat. And it's all by the grace and power of Yahweh Shema Shai that we're alive and well. Even through this gunk we have to deal with.
Yeah, if I could just add to what you said, because I thought I weren't too good. I don't get ill, very few and far between. But about a week ago, I knew I wasn't feeling good, and I had some. Remember turpentine, right? And when you had a good wash out. When you go and you wash out, right? There's a lot of crap. You understand what I'm saying to you? I couldn't leave that toilet there, and you hear about what you call it, parasites.
Senna's good too.
Huh?
Where are the parasites?
Senna.
Yeah. There's a herb called Senna.
All right.
Senna.
Yeah, we talk about that after. But
Yeah, I've heard of parasites.
parasites. The food that we're eating, right? All right, you have to eat your food, but you can have the washout every now and then, right? The senna, what you just mentioned, the turpentine, the castor, or Benji might know about all these things. Every now and then you're supposed to wash out. So we're eating all this foul food. You can't let it stay up in
your gut, yeah.
That's where you get cancer. That's how you get cancer in your colon. That's where sicknesses start. So that's all I'm saying. That's my physician hat on for a little while.
So you got any more in that article? That's it.
Yeah, I've got more.
All right.
I'm on. Right, so it says the College of Policing's guidelines were updated to remove trivial or irrational complaints and reported about incidents which were not motivated by hostility. Guidance says individuals who are commenting in a legitimate... Let me read this again. Hold on. Right, so we slow down. In guidance, the guidance says individuals who are commenting in a legitimate debate, for example, on a political or a social issue, should not be stigmatized because someone is offended.
Right, because someone is offended. And I mean, like I said, man, like people don't say anything on the natural now. They got people so scared to not really say a word. So it's kind of like they're just making excuses. They're finding issues that happened in the past or as of recently, little things there and there, just so they can pave the way for the ending of freedom of speech, man. Because they believe that if they can get that all rolling, then it's basically going to be more effective in furthering their agenda to formulate this new world order system where everyone is just a goddamn robot. And if we can get people as robots, then they'll do everything that we tell them to do. We gotta get them hip to this idea, this notion. All right.
Before a robot can work, it needs to be programmed.
It needs to be programmed. So that's just how it goes, man. Yeah, if you can, brother, give me the book of what is it? You get the yeah, there's another article I want you to read as well.
Okay.
It's called let's start to see.
The Who thinks anti...
Yeah, that's the one right there, my brother. Yeah, right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right, so this is from Washington.
But read it in the code setting when you see that word.
Yeah, okay, come on. This is an article from the Washington Examiner, published on January the 4th, 2023. It says, the WHO thinks that anti-V activism is deadlier than terrorism. Wow, what the hell? I'm nervous to do a double take at this. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, thinks anti-V activism is deadlier than terrorism. The WHO, World Health Organization, thinks that anti-V activism is deadly. So deadly, in fact, that it's worse than terrorism, gun violence, and the threat of nuclear war.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, like, and this is just my personal analysis. Those activists that are set before are possibly agents. But you got to look at everything as a possibility of, or it could be something staged or proxy, right? But anyway, they're saying what he's saying, and I believe the guy's name is Peter Holtez or some shit. He's basically making this statement on the video that everyone passed around on Twitter, right? Because what it's all about, once again, is to bring it into freedom of speech. So if you got these guys talking against the scientists, the major scientists that found out where this variant came from, then we got, yo, that's a problem. That's an issue. And yes, these guys are just as much as you call them murderers. They're speaking up against us. All right, that's the lie that they're conveying. So read that part again, brother.
Once again, the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, thinks that anti-V activism is deadly, so deadly in fact that it is worse than terrorism, gun violence, and the threat of nuclear war.
So check this out. So if that's what they're calling these activists, then how much more when they come with the MOTV technology? So if you don't take the tech to get it under your skin, then you're definitely going to be considered an enemy combatant or a terrorist. So they're already getting this started with those that have an anti-view against the VC. All right? Which really the COV to the ID, you know, that whole thing that happened to us back 2 years ago, it was nothing more, as everyone now knows, that it was a trial run to get us ready for the real thing.
So like it, Elder, you said something really cool there. You said the COV to the ID is literally the COV to the ID because it's going to lead to the ID. Smooth words.
Digital ID, baby. Go on, brother.
Right, it says, we have recognized that anti-V activism. I have to really slow that down because it will sound like I'm saying it if I read that too fast. Right, which I actually call anti-science aggression.
Yep.
Motherfucker. Has now become a major killing force globally.
And he had the nerve that they've become a killing force globally, because globally everyone's waking up that the VC was nothing more than a death shot.
Yep.
Go on.
This was declared by Dr. Peter Hortes, or Hotes, of the Baylor College of Medicine in a video shared on Twitter last month by the WHO. New chief scientist, it is a killing force, one deadlier than gun violence, global terrorism, nuclear proliferation, or cyber attacks.
So he's putting them guys right in. He's basically comparing these activists to these destroying weapons of war. That's how bad they are. Because, and the reason why he made that statement, because he's choosing with the crew.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying that. And the thing of it is, they have to promote their propaganda.
Yeah.
So if you got a few people that's coming together, activists saying that this is the wrong thing to go under, right? That's going to influence other people to get behind that group.
Yeah.
And they don't want that. They want people to coexist with the government. Whatever the government says, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But you got these guys that are saying, no. You see, when you go and do what your government tells you to do, then you see what happens at the end of the deal.
Yeah.
All right? So they want to erase all of that away by simply getting rid of freedom of speech. That's why they start in Scotland, as you just read.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
And now it's become a political movement, he continued.
Yep.
In the United States is linked to far-right extremism.
Once again, going against those that believe what they believe, critically thinking for themselves, calling themselves far-righters.
Yeah.
Go on.
And it is the same in Germany. So this is a new face of anti-science aggression. Man, someone sent this guy nappy because he sounds like a complete crybaby. Right, throughout Hotes' ominous narration, scary images flash on the screen, spooky skulls, menacing hackers with angry protesters, interdispersed with pictures of people holding signs and sporting masks inscribed with slogans expressing their discontent with C to the O to the V to the I to the 1 to the 9 restrictions.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like, that's just the thing. The thing of it is, man, like, you know, Esau's on a roll, and their role is just to get everything on the ready. That's what it's all about, man. Get this one row system on the ready, and in the midst of that, we need everyone to shut the F up. Don't say a damn word of what we're doing, right? And the thing of it is, what Esau is doing, Esau is telling you what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
He's telling you what he's doing, but he don't want you to say nothing.
In plain sight.
In plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight.
Yeah. But you just don't get triggered. Don't say anything, right? And if you say something, then there's gonna be some repercussions. Go on, brother.
It's the ultimate and what, innit? And
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
And what, my nigga?
Well, with the cancer, with the cigarette box, with the cancer written on it,
Yeah.
so it's protecting so they can't be sued.
Yeah.
Because people are going to get cancer and they say, no one, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
So they know how to protect themselves.
But at the same time, when they're telling you, like, not everybody understands what the end result is going to be.
Yeah.
Because you know they've got a lot. People said though, they've got a lot. They're doing everything. Yeah. So they've got a lot of things they're trying to maneuver right now. They're literally doing everything right now to put everything together. So you've got this happening, this happening, this happening. But people don't understand when it all comes together.
Yeah.
That you're basically going to you're enslaved, man.
Basically.
They've got the smart cities coming up.
Yeah,
They're
the
talking
15,
about
yeah.
the veganism's part of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't want people to eat meat. They want to reduce people to eating
Plant-based.
Synthetic shit.
plant-based and synthetic stuff,
Synthetic.
bugs,
That's what it is.
even.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things going on. It's putting it all together, but like not everyone can see the end result.
Where there is no
And
vision,
not
the
everyone
people
believes
perish.
it. Not everyone believes it.
Mhm.
That's what to say.
And I mean that's a beautiful point because they're doing everything at the same time. So once they get to that point, then it's complete. You can't go back because you partake into it. So that's just the thing. Let's get people to partake into this programming. That's what it's called, programming. And then once the work has been done, then there's no going back. It's like right now, people have found out that the government has manipulated them to allow the people to give their government the gold and the silver that they had. But it's far too late because by that time you've already been using the dollar to fiat for the currency and the pound. So the government tried the people back then to see how far were they gonna go with that. And they went far by giving away their real actual gold. So then they realized with it that if we could get the people to do that, then these people are fucking stupid, man. That means we could do a lot more to these people than we ever thought.
I got a quiz.
Go on, brother.
In Psalms 2:1, it says, "Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain
Right,
thing?"
and the people imagine a vain thing is a vain thing to believe that you're gonna set up a world system where everyone is gonna be heaped unto you. You can't, brother. Give me that in Habakkuk chapter 2.
Yeah, 2 and 4, yeah.
Where they just wanna claim people as human resources by putting a stamp inside of you and having you become a robot. Like that's the vision, a technological world where they control the technology while you're under it and everything's basically gravy on their end. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's not in prophecy. Like the most important thing in this world and things that happen in this life is all due to the will of the Heavenly Father, and it's all due to prophecy. There is no prophecy, Esau, that insinuates that you're gonna rule forever and ever under this technological world you're setting up. But what it does say is that the saints will possess the kingdom forever and ever. That's what it does say. All right, going on.
Ready? Me or am on?
Yeah. You got brother.
Yeah, so verse 2 says, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel
Right?
together."
And the rulers take counsel together because they're all in conjunction. All of these nations under Esau, they're all in the conjunction and get this one world set up. This digital world, the MOTB, all right? They're all in conjunction. And they all have to be in conjunction because obviously the dragon is the head system right now. This devil is the head guy right now. So everybody has to correspond with what he's doing. Go on, brother.
So I'll do that from the top so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It says, "The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord
Right.
and against his anointed,
Right, and
saying,
Huh?
Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us."
And that's the ultimate plan too, is to always keep Israel as a broken people. Because you got Israelites that are scattered abroad, like in India, you got the Dalits and all of that. They come over here and they still do pretty bad. You know, they go from one ghetto to the next ghetto because they're under the curses. All right, because all of these other nations that made sure that the Israelites don't stand up economically, and that they always to remain to be a broken people. Because eventually, what we would like to do, if it be possible, is to get rid of these assholes. Because these assholes represent a higher power that is against our system, that is against our ways. Go on, brother.
Verse 4 says, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
Right, and he that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh. So the Most High's laughed at their funky asses, man. They say, you know, they feel in their mind that they're about to do something great for themselves, not realizing that the Lord has set them up for the okie fucking death, bro. And we're laughing at this devil. Like, you think we're scared? You think I'm shaking in my boots? And if I am shaking in my boots, it's because it's cold out here. But I'm not shaking in my boots because of y'all, man. Y'all are going down. And we can see it. It's clear. Like, why do you think the brothers were known as the seers, man? Because the brothers can see things way beyond the natural human mind can see. Right? And what we know about this civilization is about to go down big time. This shit's about to go down. Yeah? Go on, brother.
It says, the Lord shall have them in derision, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Right, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Because Yahweh Shai is coming back. That's the most scariest thing on the face of the planet. Yahweh Shai is coming back to express his anger, his indignation that is going to drive this world to nothing. All manner of elements that you see will be dissolved. And then to add to the mixture, you're going to have this nuclear war. So that's the end of this world. That's why all of these nations have nuclear missiles. Why do they have nuclear missiles? Because they're going to be used. Everyone's going to use their missiles and destroy every element that you see in their own country. That's the end all be all of this civilization. And the Messiah is going to add his fire to the mix as well. How about that? And guess what? We're not going to get included in that fire. You know why? Because we did the Lord's will. All right? We was good to the best of our ability. And so there you have it. We're going to be delivered out of that. Go on, brother.
I'll jump down to 8. He says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
And that's what we're going to get. The saints are going to get the earth in its fullness. So when the fire is burning, what do you think that's going to do? That's going to cleanse the earth. It's going to cleanse the earth from evil, wicked people, and cleanse the earth away from this, this aerosol, the chemicals is floating on the air, and all of this gunk that we have to breathe in. The Lord is going to sweep all of that out the way. And we're going to start fresh. Just like back during the time of the flood, when the flood came, the flood, or the water was an agent to cleanse away the wicked and other things that was going on at the time. So the new agent which will be used is fire. So that's what we're looking forward to. We see this coming because everybody's getting ready for this war. They're talking about Ukraine could, certain things within Ukraine could escalate this war, possibly. But originally, let's just deal with the original part of the world, which is in the east. If something happens in the eastern world, then that's where the war is going to grow up from that point. All right, which that's another topic. Anyway, another topic. Go on, brother.
It says, verse 9 says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Yeah, and we're going to break these nations. We're going to break them down. It's like, for example, when you ride, before you ride a horse, you got to humble the horse. The horse becomes wild, so you have to break the horse, which horse is symbolic of power. So these nations, we have to break them down, to break their pride down so that they can obey us and obey our rule and our kingship. And then we're going to rule over these nations on the clean earth. You see how the Lord is? The Lord, see the Most High, man, he loves his people. Because the Lord, not only is he going to allow us to rule, but we're going to rule in the clean condition of the planet. Check that out. And there the earth will be known as what? Paradise or Eden. And that's the actual name of the planet. It's named Eden, which is paradise. So that's what the earth is going to turn back to. We're going to rule the earth in that condition. Ruling over these other nations. So as high as these nations became, they're going to be brought low, down to our foot. That's exactly where they belong. Because when he had the earth and he had their transitory written chance and time happening to all, they fell miserably. So now the Lord is going to set the best for last and show how it's done and how to rule the planet. and how to show glory. Everything that Jake does, they do it to a whole nother level, good or bad. So we're going to show these nations how it's done.
That's right.
Going on.
Psalm 2 and 10. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
And that's what we're going to be. We're going to be future kings and judges of the earth. So what are we to be wise in Yahweh Shah, which she represents the way, the truth, and the life. And as well as this is making us wise into our salvation. So when we read about these articles about how they're doing away with freedom of speech, you think we get affected by that? We don't get affected by that at all. When we read articles about the ongoing wars between these nations, we don't give a fuck about that, bro. Deep down in our soul, we want this shit to keep going on so that we could get the hell out of here. That's how we gonna get out of here. Go on, brother.
Just quick on Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which will destroy the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Absolutely, my brother.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both body and soul in hell.
And that's the thing. We fear Yahweh Bashim Shah. We don't fear what these devils are doing. So what if they get rid of freedom of speech? So what if they come up with ways to get everyone lined up to get that mark? We're not afraid of that shit. What we're afraid about is losing faith. Not being able to be saved because we lost faith. That's what we fear. We don't give a damn about this society, man. We don't give a damn about these prime ministers and these politicians.
They're not our rulers.
They're not our rulers. Our ruler is Yahweh Bashim Shai. Now, under the conditions that we're in, we have to go by this government to a degree. If you can, brother, somebody give me Romans 13.
Yeah, I'm on.
You know, to a degree, you know, we have to be good citizens. Because ultimately we know that this is Yahweh Shai's setup of Esau to be exact right now. So we have to go coexist with the system. But the system is not what we fear. We don't care what the system does. Which we do care to a degree. We care if it goes way left. Because them going way left is going to lead to our kingdom being set up. So we could give a fuck about these people, man. What they got to talk about. Oh, they're going to pull away the freedom of speech. Oh, we can't teach anymore. We ain't going to be fighting nobody because we can't teach anymore. That's going to be a good thing because the minute the prophets stop speaking, that's when the prophets is going to stop speaking.
Yeah.
Facts, man. So we want Esau to keep doing what they do. Go on, my brother.
Romans 13 and 1 says,
Yeah, go on.
let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Yes, please, huh?
For there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High.
Exactly. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High, man. So when the Medo-Persians came into existence and took over the Babylonians, that was preordained of the Most High. When we were taking the slaves from West Africa and other parts of the world, that was preordained of the Most High. So what's ultimately preordained of the Most High most effectively, and the Most High is zealous to set up the kingdom. The Most High is going to set up the kingdom, man. All right? So the thing of it is, there's no stopping. You can't put a stop to this truth. You can't put a stop to what's going to happen here on this earth.
No way.
Because the truth is within the earth. Okay, you can't get rid of the truth. You're a part of the truth. I'm a part of the truth. You can't get rid of this. There's no stopping this train, bad boy. All right? Go on now.
Verse 2 says, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Exactly, man. So, you know, to a degree, we do coexist with the system, and we keep their laws and their statutes. But it doesn't mean that we care. It doesn't mean that, oh, we want to just be good citizens to please this devil. No. We're just keeping the peace. That's all it is.
Because remember, Elder, from my saying,
Oh.
it says in the scriptures, if possible, live peaceably with all
Absolutely,
love. You
bro.
see? So that's being wise too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Very wise.
Because you don't want to get yourself, you don't want to put yourself in jail.
No.
When you could be out here doing the work.
That's it.
So you keep the peace. All right? And it's also a part of us being patient. You got to suffer this. Because of what we did wrong. Go on, huh?
Yeah, this is in Isaiah 40 and 8 says, Now I'll start from 7. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, fadeth, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it.
Yeah.
Surely the people is grass.
Right, surely the people is grass. Go on.
The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever.
But the word of our power shall
Heavy,
stand
brother. Heavy
forever.
scripture, brother. Heavy.
That's what we're talking about, baby. All right? So men perish, kingdoms perish, but the words of the Lord do stand forever. So you cannot get rid of the truth. No matter how much you try to say to people, oh yeah, you can't say that to someone, or you this and that and the third, and set up bills and legislations and all of that. This truth is going to keep going, baby. And it's going to go beyond. This is the only thing. Like, you've had a lot of things that came up on the scene. You had the Muslim thing that came on the scene. The Nation of Islam came on the scene, right? Martin Luther King and them came on the scene and brought their troops out, right? Which were lies anyway, and it got shut down. But this truth is growing exponentially. You got this Israelite thing growing exponentially all around the place. Because this is the time for Yahweh Ba'al Shai, through his knowledge and his understanding in the beginning of, to get his glorification. We represent him. So what are we to do? It's to glorify him in his name and his knowledge. That's what's happening right now. Go on, brother.
Yeah, 8 now. 9. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up unto the high mountain. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings.
That bringeth the gospel. The definition of what is it? Meaning the good news, or the good tidings you can call it. Go on.
Lift up thy voice with strength.
Lift up thy voice with strength. Some of us talk, monotonically. Some of us lift up our voice. The prophets come in all different shapes and forms.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
Now, when you first come to the, when in general, when you first come to the truth or come to the camp, brothers have to usually say to you, speak a bit louder. I see that a lot, even in London Central.
Yeah.
The man putting that bass in your voice, that bass have to come out. Because the Esau puts that feminine spirit on you, man, and you're not really aware of it. In the Christian church, especially, you learn to talk proper English and speak. You gotta speak calm and calm. Don't
Even when you're at the job too.
At the
Sometimes
job.
you're at the job, yeah.
So, as I watch the Apostles, even if you watch the classics, they have to say to the man, lift up your voice, breathe louder. I can't hear you, man. Breathe, speak louder. So, yeah. So the most I was putting that bass, that manhood back into our spirit, that manhood, that bass. I start again. I read it again. 9. O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up unto the high mountain, O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings. Because there's nothing to be ashamed of, unless if you're pulling a scam, like some of these scam artists, they've got something to be afraid of, and they don't speak, they speak with a little lisp, quietly like snakes, because they know they're up to something.
They're up to no good. Up to no good.
But we got something good to say, yeah? That's what it's saying here. It's lucky, Elder. Good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength, because you've got something to say, something good. Lift up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your God. Good news, man. We
That's
speak
it.
with authority, we speak with power. It's
Yep.
lucky.
No, that's all right. That was the spirit. You're in the spirit. So, that's just how it is. The thing of it is, man, this knowledge and this understanding is here to grow. And it's going to speak when we stop speaking. So you can't really do nothing about it. So you're going down. Your time is up. As it is written, known that of old time, that the driving of the wicked is short. So this is his time. That he comes to an end. There's nothing more. We can't, like Esau can't go anymore other than this. They believe and think that they can, because Satan has got them all messed up, or the Most High has deceived them, as it is written that the deceiver and the deceiver is. So they believe that they can actually actualize what's within their mind, but it's not going to happen. It's just your imagination. Go on, brother.
Psalms 49 and 11 says that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Yeah.
They call their lands after their own names.
Yeah, and that's what they believe. They believe they can go into infinity and beyond, like Buzz Light, right? But that's not the case. There's a limit to your time. If you can, brother, hit me with Job 14:5. There's a time limit, bro.
Elder, why is he getting that right?
Yeah.
Even down to using a mobile phone, for example.
Come.
It's actually reached its peak now. What else is more is a mobile phone? Back in the day, like about 15 years ago, you never had a touch screen.
Come.
So they get touch screen, they have phones that can flap and do that, and voice recognition. What more is there to a phone?
Well,
It's-
the next thing, but the next thing, that will be in your, you know, they'll put the
Oh, that's it,
You won't have
brother.
the phone, you know
You
what I
said
mean?
it.
That's the next thing.
That's the next thing.
That's the next thing.
What more is there? So
You're
they've
right,
they
they can't do anything more.
can't
That's why
nothing
they
else.
keep bringing out the
They've
same
reached
thing.
they've reached their peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everything has an end in this physical realm that we're living in.
Beautiful,
Everything
brother.
has an end. Like a book, you could write a book. There's an end to a book. You could make roads all day, but there's an end to that road you're gonna make.
There's a definitely a road.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the thing of it is, in our world, in our society, there ain't gonna be no end. You see, this is the difference. Everything that we gonna do in our kingdom, it's not gonna be an end. Good is gonna last forever. Every single thing that we do is gonna last forever. Everything that these devils are gonna do has a limitation.
Oh,
Because they believe they can transcend and find eternal life. Like my man, what's the guy's name, man? Jeff Bezos. He said that he's looking to fund everlasting life. You can't, listen, money doesn't buy everlasting
no
life.
way, man. No.
Everlasting life is only given but to the saints. The Lord never gave everlasting life to Esau. He never planned that out for Esau. So that's not what you get. You can't get that. What prophecy tells you that? Where's that in the scriptures? Where y'all are gonna get everlasting life. Come on, man. The Most High got them really messed up.
Messed up.
1 and 18.
Yeah, right. They gonna get death. That's what they gonna get. Go on, brother.
Yeah. Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice
I tell you
unto
what,
them.
brother, drop that and give me what is it, Timothy's? I think it's 2 Timothy's 1. Where oh you
I still got that Job 14.
oh yeah, okay, hit me with that.
2 Timothy 1.
Yeah.
Job 14 and 5 says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Right. Seeing that his days are determined and that the number of his months are with thee. If you look up that word determined, the word determined is karatizah, which means a cut portion of time. So there's no, listen, Esau, you ain't gonna rule for 1,000 years, my man. All right, you need to cut it out. I know they ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like y'all deceiving your own world, man. Y'all really believe and you're smelling yourselves. It's not real, bro. The New World Order isn't real. The transcendency is not real. It's just a figment of your imagination. You just go in bunkers.
Dream.
That's it. It's just a dream. And you know what I was thinking too, right? I was thinking about this the other day. This thought came on my mind. They're so focused on controlling us that they've stopped to control their minds, and they're losing their minds now. That's what I was thinking, man. They're losing their minds because they're not controlling their minds. They steady trying to control our minds. What they needed to start doing is controlling their minds for a little bit. And maybe they'll get in touch with reality, and reality will tell them, look, that's not the deal.
And that ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen, brother.
All right? Yeah, so
I'll finish this off.
yeah.
It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So there's a time limit, Esau. Even the Bible prophecy is telling you that there's a time limit to your time of rulership. As it is written, time and chance happen to them all. So it wouldn't be fair if the Lord just allowed you to rule forever. You're no different than these other nations. You're just a heathen. All right? That the Lord never chose. But it would be fair to give an everlasting kingdom unto the saints, as what was promised. That's what was promised. So the Lord is going to fulfill what he promised to the saints. No matter how bad the saints did, the Lord has to fulfill his promise unto the saints. And that's to give us the kingdom of heaven.
That
to live
everlasting,
forever.
everlasting.
That everlasting, brother.
Everlasting, bro.
So,
Yes, the way that scripture, it's in Daniel, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
And it stipulates
it's in,
forever, even
Forever and ever. Wow. How are you gonna beat that?
Can't beat that, man.
You remember that the universe is forever expanding, you know.
Exactly.
The universe don't stop growing. It's the Lord's power that, you know.
Exactly.
Right? So that is forever and ever.
It's hard to,
Oh,
it's hard
man.
to comprehend.
You can't.
Comprehend that.
You cannot. Yeah, so it's I think it's 2 Timothy chapter 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2. You know where it reads Let's see. No, it's Thessalonians actually. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Peace and security, then sudden destruction.
No.
That one.
Yeah, because I made a statement saying that the deceiver will deceive all his.
Yeah, that deceitful man you talking about. Is it that one? Yeah, the man of deceit.
No.
The son
I
of
just
perdition.
I just quoted. The 2 Thessalonians 1. Try that. 2 Thessalonians
Thessalonians chapter 2,
verse 1.
verse 1.
Not verse 1, on verse 14. See what happens. No, that's not it. Try the second chapter then.
First that was 2 Thessalonians. You wanted,
Yeah, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
yeah, just try that one. So I try 1 Thessalonians chapter 2.
You try that one. Come.
So like, what did you quote?
Now you know the one where it reads. I'm gonna paraphrase it the best of my ability. It goes like this. Where it reads that they be damned that receive not the love.
Oh,
of the
strong
truth.
delusion.
Strong
Yeah,
delusions,
Yeah, that's 11.
Yeah, I know that one, man. Strong delusion. Yeah.
That's 1 Thessalonians 1 and 11, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
No, I
2 and
think
11.
it's
2 and
2.
11.
2.
See verse 10.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 11.
2 and 11.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, one of my favorite scriptures. But this is my new tap as well. So, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. I'll start from 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders and all with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth, that they may be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
That they all might be damned that don't believe the truth. So that's going to be the end result, is to be damned. So it's just a short way of saying come to be condemned. That's where they're going to go. All of these odious works of wickedness is going to lead to them receiving the recompense of all of that. There's no such thing as a new world order where everyone's going to be technologically advanced. No. But there is a such thing as you going into slavery, though. Right? There is a such thing as that. You're getting your ass whooped for 1,000 years and getting rounded up and being Obadiah 1 in 18. There is a such thing as that, though, because these are things that were spoken about to happen. Right? Exactly. Yeah, so
I got one of the. You talking about the New World Order?
yes.
So I got another one in Genesis. This was the first attempted New World Order. Yeah. Just a couple of verses there. 11 and 1 says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech, and it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly, that they had bricks, and they had bricks for stone and slime, and had therefore mortar. And they said, go, let us build a city, a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. These were
Yeah, that was Nimrod the king.
That's right.
That was Nimrod the king. That was his plan. His purpose was to get all of the nations together. Because at the time they all spoke Hebrew. So they all spoke that language. And basically what happened was they were building, and then the Lord, in the midst of that, confounded the languages of the people. Right?
Yeah.
And divided them. That's how the Lord divided them, because they had their differences. The Lord gave them the differences. So with that...
So he basically put an end to the New World Order. That was the first attempt.
There you go, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. That was the first attempt. The first New World Order attempt. So if the Lord wasn't with that concept in the beginning of time, because we're in the beginning right now in the book of Genesis. If he wasn't with it at the beginning, then he's not going to be with it at the end. Okay? Go on, brother.
Yeah, I'm the Lord, I change not.
Absolutely.
Deuteronomy 32:8 says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
Right, when he separated the sons of Adam, he didn't unify all of the sons of Adam. In other words, all nations were not meant to get along. That's why you have a thing such as racism. Which racism just means that you're for your own people.
Race. Yes, that's it.
That's all it means. And it's even in the Apocrypha too. The Apocrypha tells you that. They're all kind cleaving to their own. Yeah?
It's natural, man. What's wrong with that?
It's natural.
Nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
Hey, and I tell you how the Lord is so deadly, right? In that time to come, right? Everybody's gonna run to their own race, yeah? When hell breaks loose. And on top of it now, everybody's gonna start going against each other.
Yeah.
Right? Your own race gonna go against each other. That's how the Lord is he's a calculator, man. You know?
Yeah, chess player.
A chess player.
Very calculated, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how you gotta be too. You gotta be calculated. Go on, brother.
It says, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So he gave every nation their own land and their portion. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. You have your portion, I have my portion.
That's it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it does away with the whole concept of confusion. So when you're amalgamating everything together and everybody together, that's what it creates. The Lord is not the author of confusion, but is a power of peace. So this devil's trying to mix everything together and put lies and doctrines all into this and that. That's bullshit. Our world ain't going to be based on that. Our world is going to be based on things being simple, easy to understand, and the energy of righteousness. That's going to be our world. Not this bullshit. You got to find your way. You got to, find the truth. And through the truth, you got to go through half lies and all that kind of nonsense. That don't make no damn sense.
Bloody hard work.
Yeah. That's why you got people bugged out here, because they don't know what to believe. People are trying to find something to follow or cleave onto. There's no kind of truth. There's no sense of straight direction. Okay, this is right, this is wrong. Like Esau made everything complicated, man. Life is supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be easy to understand. Going up.
It says, verse 9 says, for the Lord Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to stay. So no matter how many Christians say what they're saying about, oh, well, God died for everybody. Oh, John 3:16, God so loved the world. Right? And then they quote Galatians, the 3rd chapter, where it says there's neither Jew nor Greek, to convey their message that God loves everybody. Right? He's a God of everybody. What are you talking about? Listen, the Lord's portion is his people. He has a people, and they are the Israelites. That's who he chose. That's who he's coming to get out of here with his son, when his son makes his second return. Yahweh Shai. You even got our people that will say the same thing. Oh, God loves everybody. You can't say that. What do you mean? I can't say that. I'm saying what's in the scriptures. Are you saying what's in the scriptures? There lies the difference.
It's like that that movie, The Mist. And there's a beautiful scene where everyone's bugging out in the shopping centre. No, in the supermarket, right? Yeah. And they think that the woman's crazy, but she says to them, look, she says there's one. She says like God's angry. She said there's one God, and he's the God of the Israelites.
Absolutely.
Crazy. Because they tell you everything in the movies. They tell you everything in the movies.
It's called, what's it called? Predictive programming. Sometimes they tell you the truth in films.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they just go over their head as usual. But there's some truth to it, man, and it's the truth. The truth is, the Bible is only for the Israelites, the elect to be exact, because you got many Israelites among our people that have the Bible. They don't understand it, even to save their life. All right, because the Lord haven't tapped them in the pineal gland, the water, my brother. Right? The Lord haven't tapped their pineal gland to see the visions, so they don't see what's going on. I remember the first time I picked up the Bible, man. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know where to begin or to start.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have our brains tapped in. Our pineal gland wasn't tapped in. So now that that's the case, that our pineal gland has been opened, now we can see everything. And it's only the elect that can see it. The Lord doeth nothing but it revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. Go on, brother.
Yeah, this is in Matthew 7. Get the dust off this one.
Is that kind of the same make as this
enter
one,
ye at that gate.
Okay, more.
start again. Enter ye in at that straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in therein.
Yeah.
Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way
way.
which leadeth unto life,
Yep.
and few there be that find it.
And that's what it's telling you
Ooh,
right there.
few-
That it's only
few,
a narrow,
brother.
it's only a very few people that can get into this knowledge, man. Only the Israelites can get into it. So even when you say that, you're narrowing things about, because the world is saying, oh well, everybody can be saved. But when we say the truth, that the Israelites can only be saved, again, that's narrowing the salvation towards only us, which the salvation has already been narrowed anyway. But let's even make it more narrow. Among the people of God, there's an election that's going to get this thing and be lived. How about that? So that's the truth of the Bible. One of the truths of the Bible is that the elect out of the chosen nation of Israel, which is the nation of Israel, will only but receive salvation. That's as far as it goes. It's the truth. It doesn't matter if millions of people disagree with that. It does not make it a lie because they don't agree with it. The truth is the truth regardless who agrees with it or not. Just like you can't change the value of gold and silver. It keeps its value. Many people can say, oh, it's worth this and it's worth that. Right? It doesn't matter how many people say what it's worth. The truth is that it's worth this.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going, brother, because you was reading something. Yeah.
Second Ezra 6 and 54. This just stipulates how cold the Lord is to the other nations. He does not give an absolute
Lick
shit.
it up, brother. Lick it up.
So it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Yes.
of him come we all,
All.
and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And also the people whom thou hast chosen. So there's a chosen people out that came out of Adam. And these are the people whom he has chosen. And they're the same people that he gave the laws and the statutes and the commandments to. Psalms 147 tells you that. Psalms 147 and 19 tells you that the Lord doeth not deal with any other nations, but only the nation of Israel he only deals with. So the Lord was about spreading that love, as the Christians would have you believe. Why didn't he spread the commandments to the nations? At first hand, no. The Lord gave us those commandments and those statutes, which represented the covenant between him and us, going back to Abraham, right? And then through that, we would basically spread that knowledge around. We're his representatives. We're his natural representatives. Okay? Go on, my brother.
Verse 55 says, all this have I spoken before thee, O
All
Lord,
right.
because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Ooh, thou hast made the world for our sakes. That's why he's still trying to destroy it, because he knows that the rightful rulers, what's the word? That's another word I want to use. The true patriarchs, the founding fathers of the planet, are going to get the planet back. So their thing is let's try to destroy it, and let's try to get everything to ourselves as much as we can, and store as much wealth that we have, in combination together, so that the true patriarchs of the planet don't get the planet back. But that's what's going to happen anyway.
No.
If you can, brother, get me Daniel 7. Where it talks about the saints. Go on, brother.
It says, verse 56, as for the other people which also come of Adam,
Yeah.
thou hast said that they are nothing,
Yeah.
but be like unto spittle.
Yeah, we had to wipe the dust on that. We haven't read that in years, man. You know, like there's some scriptures you ain't read in like maybe 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the thing. The Lord sees the nations as spit.
It's funny, though. We haven't read, as you said, we haven't read it in 2 years, but churches never read that period.
Right, they don't read that period. Yeah.
They don't even have the apocrypha.
Wow, tell you, man.
But if they did have it, they wouldn't touch it. You know
They
why?
won't even touch it.
It's gonna hurt their
No.
pockets. Come on, dog.
It says, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
A drop that falls from a vessel. So let's say you got a big jug of water, right? And you have driplets that fall out of that drip. Are you gonna give a fuck about the driplets that come out of the water? No, because you got the whole bucket. So that's how the Lord sees the other nations. The Lord sees us as that big jug of water and the driplets of those other nations. That's how he sees them. All right, go on.
It says, verse 57, and now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing,
Right.
have begun to be lords over us.
Have begun to be lords over us. So even he knew the deal. He knew that the nations were nothing. So no matter how high these nations get, no matter how fancy they look in their fancy cars, in their suits and their ties, it doesn't matter. They ain't shit in the eyes of the Lord, man. They're nothing. But to us, it seems like, oh man, you know, I want to be like that person. I want to be like that Edomite over there. That dude ain't shit, bro. In the eyes of God, he ain't shit. And that's what's heavy about it. Because a man could say, oh yeah, you know, I see something in you. You're a very good-looking young man, or a good-looking man, period, because of your clothes that you wear, right? And the lifestyle that you live. You know, I inspire it to be that. But what does the Lord see about that man? Hey, the scripture says, a man that is exalted among many men are an abomination. How about that? Okay, but just going back to the point though, the other nations ain't nothing. Go on, brother.
It says, and to devour us, just to finish that verse. It says, verse 58 says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
So even though we're poor and not possessing nothing, which the reason why we're poor, because we've disobeyed the commandment and withdrawn from the covenant. That's why we're poor, we're out of here. But guess what? The Lord favored his people. The Lord still loves his people. You think the Lord gives a shit about earthly status? He don't give a fuck about that. That's something that we care about. The Lord is looking at, these are my people whom I have chosen. I don't care how they look, what they're going through, they're my people. I don't care how good these other nations look, because I've set them up to be good looking. Guess what? They're none of my people. I don't give a fuck about them. Okay? That's how it is. So these devils, listen, man, these devils, they swear they doing A, B, and C. Listen, the Lord is going to destroy them and destroy their whole entire agenda. And we see that very clear. It's funny how it's funny how like each and every time we draw into the future, closer and closer, we can clearly see that this world is falling apart. Everything that we've been speaking about, we can see it now. Like I remember when I came in the shoot years ago, I couldn't really see it.
Yeah.
But I can see it now.
Yes.
It's clear. And I know you too, brother.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? All of you brothers has been in the truth for some time. All of you can see very clearly that this man is going down. It's clear. All right?
The writings on the wall.
The writings on the wall, which goes back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3.
Yep.
Going on.
Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess
Why
an
do we not
inheritance?
possess the inheritance? Because
The
we're
world.
Exactly, with the world, because we're under the curses. That's why. Go on.
It says, how long shall this endure?
How long shall this endure? For a time and a season of time. And we don't know when the Lord is going to come back, but we know it's very well soon. And the beautiful thing about Yahweh Shai is he gave us clues. He didn't just leave us out cold to wonder in our mind, when is he going to come back? No, the Lord is showing us signs. He's showing us prophecies that are going to come to pass. So that we can feel more, get more up and at him with faith. When you see something that you speak about, it boosts your level of faith and encourages you to keep going. So that's what Yahweh Shai is doing to us. Right? And that's the beautiful thing. So he didn't tell us the time. And I mean, if he would have told us the time, that would have been beautiful. But he didn't give us that knowledge. Not all things have to be revealed. Going on.
If I may, Elder, it's like, imagine if there's a film you're really wanting to see, and you're really looking forward to it. It comes out at a certain time.
I know you're going with this.
Yep. And someone comes up and say, oh yeah, in the end this happens. That would be a spoiler.
Yes.
So if Yahweh Shai said, yeah, you know what, man? In 2022, on August 27th, 3 a.m., I'm coming back. That would spoil the movie, man.
Yep.
This brings in the drama, and it keeps you on your toes too.
Yep.
So this is more fun.
And you know too, just to add to what you're saying as well, right? Because let's say Yahweh Shai did tell us the time. Guess what? We wouldn't feel the brunt of the
The
curses.
urgency, yeah.
Yeah.
And the brunt of the curses,
Yeah, so it would still spoil it. Because the Lord has to make us go through the curses. And we have to feel the curses. If we were told that he was coming back in this time, we wouldn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. going out.
If I could just say something to boost our spirit, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple of seconds ago, you talk about the Lord shows us signs, yeah? Here's the beautiful sign, right? And I'm going to bring out a scripture for that now. Isaiah 40:22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent that dwell in it. That's just a beautiful sign. And you said the Lord shows us signs. You see how beautiful that is? Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, them can't get rid of it.
And they can't get rid of it.
That's pure, and that's pure natural. That's pure,
Pure
light,
natural.
Pure light.
Pure light. You see?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Beautiful
brother.
sign, as you said that. So like it to,
No, that's all right.
but that's just a sign. That's just one of the signs.
Yeah.
The beauty of the Lord, you see?
There was a challenge to put it to ease. So if he can get rid of all those signs there
Yeah.
and down under the sea,
Yes.
then he will get rid of Israel.
That's it.
Which that was a joke, by the way.
Huh?
It was a joke.
Huh.
But you know they take it seriously. Esau
Yeah.
takes it seriously.
Take it seriously, innit?
Yeah.
Elder, you quote for Daniel 7 just morning.
Yeah. You finish what you want.
Yeah, I something else. But,
Shall I bring this?
yeah, yeah.
Right. This is Daniel chapter 7, starting at about 27. And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given unto the people of the saints.
I want you to read that again because that just felt good when you read that.
Right, Khan. Daniel 7:27 again. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him.
And that's how we're going to get the inheritance of the planet. Like Ezra was inquiring, how come we don't possess the planet? Because the thing with the prophets knew a bit of stuff that was revealed to them, but we know everything now because we're in the end of the storyline. So those that are at the end of the storyline of this life, right, are going to know everything. And that's why the apostles have said that in the past too, that we know way more than the other prophets know. Because they were in the making of the Old Testament, they're in the making of the New Testament. Like the Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul even said, we see through a thick, dark, halfly or something like that. He said,
A glass darkly.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Meaning he didn't see everything that was revealed to him, but we can see
Hazy,
everything from the fullness. Now
Yeah.
there's certain things that we have that hasn't been revealed to us too that will be revealed, but I'm just saying, we're more advanced than they are in terms of us seeing what we know today.
Got one?
Go on, brother.
Oh, you got,
Quick
got yours?
Quick on.
All right. 1 John 2:20 says, "But ye have an unction from the Holy One,
Yeah.
and ye know all things."
Yeah, so I'm correct in saying that. Some people would say, oh yeah, this guy's proud when he say that. You niggas are too proud to make that statement. No, we're qualified to make that statement. Because the scripture says it, that the Lord have given us an anointing. That's what the word unction means. To know all things. That's why we say we have what? 100% truth. And what does 100% truth represent? Eating the whole roll. Studying in all of the scriptures. Right? And that's what those, like, for example, I was going to do a video about it, but I'm going to just come out and say out loud. Like, brothers that are before the camp, that's what you should be doing. You should be, like, getting your scriptures out, writing notes and inquiring, asking questions. Like, you don't have to just stand there. You know what I'm saying? Like just a laying brick. A laying ton of bricks. You can ask questions and stuff like that. Or things you don't know, and that's gonna increase you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about learning, because when you just standing there, right? You don't feel like you're included. So you want to feel included in this thing too, because we're all a part of this thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
If I could just say, because when he says the unction from the Holy One, you know all things. As you said, it's not a practical statement, because a particular person, I'm going to mention his name, said that you can't know all things because you don't know the weight of the air, the weight of certain.
Yeah, but we don't need to know that right now.
Trying to make it scientific. But one of the best breakdowns I've heard is that when you go for your driving license and you take the test and you pass, you get your driving license. You know how to drive that car. You're now legally qualified to drive the car. So you're now qualified because you know how to be on the road, doing what you need to do. So you know enough to be able to be on the road, to be legally qualified.
Exactly.
So we know enough to say we've got 100% truth, because we know what the Most High has given us. We have enough to get to what leads us down the road to salvation.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be make it so deep and complicated. It's not that deep and complicated.
Nah,
You know?
you just happen. It is what it is. So I mean, what more can I really say on that?
Revelation 14:1, to those that sang that new song.
Right.
It was given to them
Yeah.
to know the lyrics of that song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, explain it like that too.
Huh. There's another article I want to go into as well.
Did you finish the one I was reading before?
Yeah, finish that. Yeah. You got some more scriptures on that.
Yeah, I did have something. It's kind of gone away from it, but the point is still.
You can finish
We
it
were
off.
talking about it anyway. So
Yeah.
Matthew 24 and 36, and it says, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man,
Yes.
no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only."
Yeah, but my Father only. So there's that revelation which was revealed to them, right? The angels, not even the angels know. Excuse me, I need to correct myself. Only the Father has that revelation of the time that His Son is going to meet the earth. So we don't know. But the thing of it is, like I said, we be given the clues to know.
And we know He's coming. That's the most important.
That's the most important thing. We know when He's coming, but when? That's what we don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that's it on that, right?
You could go into.
I want to go into this.
Right, Khan. So back in the Washington Examiner article, talking about this guy who was talking about how anti-V rhetoric is more damaging than nuclear weapons and all that kind of stuff, right? So he says the most chilling part of the video, however, comes as Cortez, the guy who's saying this stuff, speaks his final line, and we need political solutions to address this. Before the C19 pandemic, Cortez had a long career studying tropical diseases largely forgotten. Tropical diseases that have been largely forgotten in the First World. A considerable portion of his included research.
I was gonna ask you, brothers, who's gonna come through.
I knew it was.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Right, so it says, Cortez had a long career studying tropical diseases that have been largely forgotten in the First World. A considerable portion of his research included attempts to develop V's against the parasitic organisms, parasitic organisms responsible for them.
That's good.
As Cortez discussed in 2019 interview with Joe Rogan, because he is both a V researcher and the father of an adult daughter with autism.
Oh yeah, I know where this is going. Yep. Right. Get going on.
He finds himself in a unique position to speak out against a movement that is attempted to link childhood V's to autism based on claims long considered dubious by scientists and medical professionals.
And I mean, as much as I kind of do, have a liking to Joe Rogan, he's an agent too. He's an agent as well. He got that that YouTube account. He got a platform. And he's been had a platform, years ago, the Fear Factory shit. Go on, brother.
He's just someone who's there to look like an everyman.
Yeah, but he's really not.
And appeal to every man, but he's actually juiced in.
Yeah.
It's called like the top podcast, right? So if he's got one of, so if he's at the top like that, you can only get there by being a part of the system.
Yeah. Going on.
But as C19 began to spread in 2020, Cortez became a frequent guest on MSNBC and CNN, initially discussing the crown virus, I'm going to say it that way, crown V, in general terms, and later becoming a staunch promoter and defender of the C19Vs. As the pandemic continued, Cortez began to attempt to tie opposition to C19 policy, not only to previous anti-V activist movements that most people have largely come to dismiss, but also to historical examples and beliefs.
See, that's a problem, man. Large people, what did it say? It says large people tend to
Dismiss, yes.
dismiss. That's the issue. That's why he said what he said, because the goal is to influence many people to undergo this line, that there is a variant, so that you can get your VC shots. And keep taking them as well. Keep taking them until we can get you to take the implantable device. It's all hypnotic, man. I'm trying to get you hypnotized and taking these shots, so you can take the ultimate shot. That's what it's all about. So when you got a bunch of activists out there saying what they're talking about, which they're probably agents any doggone way, they're telling you to go the other way. That's just them being employed so that basically they can shut those true voices down. That's against the VC. Go on, brother. And to scare those to stay in line.
Yeah.
Don't say anything about the VC. Otherwise, you could get penalized.
Yeah.
In the way that we're gonna penalize you. Go on, brother.
They call it deplatforming in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, council culture. That's it.
Mm,
See,
yeah.
because they use the term misinformation, so they're trying to make it out like you're endangering people's lives by talking about the truth about what it really is. So that's deception from Esau, right?
There's a quick precept on that point, if I may just bring it out before I continue. I
Could be
was
Nando's
holding on
one.
deck.
So
I believe it's Galatians.
No, yeah, no, that's that. You must be doing that. Yeah, it's definitely this one.
It's said what they're using it for, so just to cover up their lies.
Yeah.
You can't talk about that. It's not because you're gonna put people in danger. They want to put the people in danger. You're trying to. It's wicked.
Yeah. The scripture is Galatians 4 verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yeah, beautiful.
You know, could be.
And you can break that down.
Enemy, but I tell you the truth, because that truth, like the Bible says, it sets a lot of people their minds free, because they know what's down the pipeline. You know, it's like like a chessboard. They're just putting their pieces in the right place.
Aye.
For example, you know all these strikes, yeah? Have you noticed that when the train RMT did a strike, it started on, we're going to start it a day after Christmas, and it's going to be starting at 6 a.m. They always use the word 6. And then it's going to stop at the following 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then when we was in the scamdemic, they said you can go out, but in a rule of 6.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
6 feet up, 6 foot.
Yeah.
The part, yeah.
Yeah, so Esau's known by his numerology as well, right? 6, 33, which is the highest degree in Freemasonry, which is to mock Yahushua, because Yahushua died and rose again when he was 33 years old.
And they associate that number with being a master builder.
Yeah,
Mason.
Yeah, and they're trying to build they've built a wicked kingdom, but they want to prolong it as long as possible, right?
And it's funny you say that, because he was briefly talking about that, how Esau has an idea of prolonging this society, but there's a limitation to this society. This society is no different than the Medo-Persian Empire, it's no different from the Greeks, it's no different from the ancient Roman Empire. What do I mean by that? They all had time limits.
Yeah. They had a time to rule.
Had a time
And
to
that
rule.
was it, yeah.
And that was it. And so it shall be in this kingdom. You're going, brother.
Shall I read on? Oh, you got one?
No, that's all right.
Shall I read over?
I tell you what, let him read his precept, because there's a whole lot in that as well.
Just because they think their kingdom's going to go forever.
Yeah.
Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Yeah. It's what is their house? Their house is their world. You have a house in England, you have a house in America, you have a house in France, in life.
That's right.
So they believe all of these worlds that they're in is going to prolong itself. But it's not going to prolong itself. There's a time, like we spoke about. There's a time limit to all of that. Yeah? Because and this is the thing, like what they want to do is they want to trick the Most High to have the Most High believe that they're the people that's spoken up in the scriptures that's going to obtain everlasting life and receive the everlasting kingdom. That's not y'all, man. Y'all are going to receive an everlasting ass whooping, and you're going to be put to death.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be for y'all, man. That applies to us. All right? Let's not get misconstrued. If you know this, how much more the Most High knows it?
That's right.
He made us, and he made you do what you do, so how can you trick him?
That's right. And the Most High is beautiful because he made them do that film. What's it called? Trading Places.
Yeah.
And it's around about Christmas time. It's always on, isn't it? Yeah. And I was watching this that black show. What's it called? Apologetic. It's on Channel 4 sometimes where they talk about issues. And the black woman said my favorite film is Trading Places, man. You know. Now why did she say that? Because that deep down in her slave spirit, That's what our people really, really want.
They want retribution.
Yeah, they want retribution, but it's just the fact that this devil has beaten us down so low that our people are like, you know what? Whatever I've got, I just want to hold on to it, man.
Yeah.
I just want to have a quiet life. You don't understand that you ain't gonna have that quiet life, man. All right. This man has got, as you said, he's got houses everywhere, Canada, everywhere, man. He's the one with something to lose.
Yeah. He got a whole lot.
He's got a whole lot to lose. We ain't got nothing to lose because we ain't got nothing anyway, man.
So
All right.
what difference does it make? That's why we should. And this is the thing. Like, this is why we should just constantly enjoy this truth, man. It doesn't matter. Like, I came out here, right? As soon as I came out my house, the rain was just pouring on me, man. I was like, you know what? Oh shit. I just laughed it off. I was like, man, this is some bullshit, man. So I had to muscle through the rain, get to camp, and you know, it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
I even had a dream the same day. I had a bullshit ass dream. I don't even talk about it. Right? So I had to deal with that dream, and to come out here and it's goddamn rain, man. It's crazy. You know, but that's the life of an Israelite. Bad things happen, you just have to deal with it. That's the curse of wonder. Yeah, go on now.
I got my precept.
Yeah, go on now.
Yeah, this is Romans.
One last one, we're going to go back to this.
It's Romans 12:1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice.
Yeah, and that's just the thing. Go on.
Sorry. Holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, like we out here in this cold weather. It's pouring, it's raining, it's windy. All manner of elements we have to deal with. As it is also written, read the word and be instant in season and out of season. Reprove all wrong suffering. Okay, that's the lot of the saints. That's what we have to go through right now, to work our way up to the top, so then when the kingdom is set up, we can appreciate it at the very end.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lovely.
So, like they saying, hard work pays off, right? It does pay off, and it makes you value what you're gonna get.
That's right. True. Can I say something quick?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, because even like, you know, earlier on, I think I like over medicated. I was a bit over the top, drowsy, this, that, and the other. Lost track of time, and then there are thoughts in my head like, the computer's on now. You can do a video at home. Stay at home. Stay at home.
Yeah.
Don't come out here.
Yeah,
You know, you weren't well earlier on.
Yeah.
Your ankles a bit swollen. You know what I mean? Trying to give me reasons to not come.
That's beautiful.
That's that left-hand side voice, brother.
Them, that's the demons.
That's it.
Trying to seduce you.
Yeah, trying to seduce me, but then the fear of the Lord went upon me, man. I said, if I stay home, you know, the Most High might just let my ceiling collapse on me or something, man.
You know what that voice said? Nigga, you better go out there.
Yeah, you better get your black ass out there, boy. You know?
Go on.
Yeah, and that's the fear of the Lord. So whatever we're going through, and I said that last week, and I said in the video, our circumstance, our miserable circumstances, because we are miserable, is our fault because of our sins.
That's facts. Yeah.
In our past life, man.
But then again, it works to our benefit too also.
It works to our benefit because it's basically shaping us.
Thank you. Thank
what I
you.
mean? It's shaping
Hardens us, yes.
I've seen, since I've been in this truth, we didn't really know each other that much, right? You know what I mean? But the more we've got to know each other, sometimes you think to yourself, sure, I'm going through all this, but when you start hearing about what you've gone through and then what you've gone through, I'm like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it ain't just me, man. You know?
Everyone got an issue.
Everyone's got an issue, man. It's a different issue. Everyone's got their cross to bear, man.
But the scriptures say, it's lucky, so the scriptures do say the whole head is sick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
No. I'll just bring this precept back, quickly for me. Hebrews chapter 6 and 10 says, for God is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love which ye have showed toward his name, in that you have ministered to the saints and to the ministers.
There you go.
With ministers, which means that we touched on it last week, to serve. We're out here, as you just said, come out here, fighting, you know, through the rain, snow, fighting through the people to get here. Everybody's got their challenge, and we've got here because we are ministering to the saints. We want to serve. We want to serve the people to teach them, to help in this this teaching program. You know, and I say now this as well. While I was in a dream. This dream, I have a funny dream, but this one might be worthy to be edited on the camera, be said on the camera, right? And you mentioned about your thing. about everybody's got their thing. I was in hospital, me and you was in hospital, you know, right? And I haven't been in hospital, right? But this dream, you was in hospital, and me and you was playing one of those crossroad puzzles, you know?
Yeah.
But I felt like me and you was like in the same boat. You understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
We was like, your situation is extreme on the outward, but we was in the same boat, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Trying to break it down in that way. But we was in the same boat. We was in that dream, in the same boat, suffering the same afflictions in hospital. Nurses was coming and doing what they had to do with us, but me and you was laughing, and like we was we was like in the same boat. It felt funny, man. When I woke up, you was in my mind, man. But and then you came today, I said, boy, you know. So we don't know what might happen in the future. Lord willing, I'll stay all right, and Lord willing, you don't have to keep going in and out of hospital. Who knows though? But you know, that was a vision I had, man. I just thought I'd share that.
Yeah, that's it. Someone put a message and said about putting captions on the video, which is, I think is subtitles. I think they said that they are deaf and their mum is deaf and they want to learn. So when I go home, I'm gonna have to edit the video. You know, you can put different options. They want the subtitles, so I'm gonna do that, man.
No, but
I'm gonna find out how to do it.
There's an option. You press the CC, the CC, innit?
You just have to speak clearly.
Speak clearly.
Right.
Not too fast.
Yes.
Because it's going to change the word. Like it's going to change the name.
The name, of course.
the name
That's
of
deep.
how
That's
they
deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
But if you do it like clearly, concise, then that will be
All you have to do is click CC.
CC, yeah,
Or it
CC, the
generates
caption,
text.
yeah.
Because you can even watch videos in Spanish and it'll translate to English.
Okay. Well, whatever they ask about video captioning when you turn it on.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'll do it.
You put a message on there for all time.
Yeah. And you know, I'll do it, but I have to do it to serve them.
Yeah, of course.
They're
need
asking
to eat.
for a meal.
Yeah,
They need to eat. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a spiritual thing, man.
There's a couple of brothers from I believe they're from Holland, and they do the sign language thing.
Oh yeah.
So you can if you can find them brothers.
Oh yeah,
If I can find them, I'll send them to you.
Yeah. I think I've seen on a short. They do it in depth, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign language. Okay. Yeah, it's all about the ministry, man.
It's all about the ministry.
Yeah, man.
Going on.
Yeah, so back in the Washington Examiner, it says, as the pandemic continued, Hotez began to attempt to tie opposition to the C-19 policy not only to previous anti-V activist movements that most people had largely come to dismiss, but also to historical examples of belief in medical quackery and contemporary extremist groups of right-wing bogeymen. I mean, this guy's fucking throwing everything in the kitchen sink out there, man.
Labels, isn't it? Yeah.
Alright, so it says Hotez's message was clear. If you question the effectiveness of masks or are reluctant to get a C-119 shot, you're either a gullible rube or not the kind of respectable person that we would want over for dinner. Now this guy, check this out, right? This guy's talking about the efficacy of V shots. Would you want to go over and eat from him anyway? What's he talking about? Oh, we would have you for dinner because you don't sound like a person we'd want to have for dinner.
That's a shaming tactic as well.
Yeah, guilt shaming.
They try to use on people or try to attack your intelligence. Like you can't have it. Like you have to be, a doctor or PhD or whatever to have a certain understanding of things, man. And all you have to understand is how wicked these devils are in the first place, man.
That's a good point.
Another form of psychology.
Yeah.
That's right.
Most disturbingly, Hotez also began suggesting the need for federal action to curb what he referred to as anti-science groups.
So their science is official science.
Yeah.
You have to agree with that science, or else you're basically a tin cap wearer.
Yeah. Tinfoil hat wearer.
Yeah. Somebody can get the scripture where it says science so called or something like that.
Falsely.
Keep your hand in.
Science
Falsely so called.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Because this is the thing with Esau. Esau is not a physician of no value. You shouldn't really agree and believe in what they're talking about, because everything that they've been saying has been a lie. And as well as even if you look at the examples of those that have taken the UC Dragon's Juice shot, what happened to them? Some of them went beyond and transcended to the spiritual realm. Some of them are about to. So that's your example right there. What more can you really go by? That's it. You're going on.
First Timothy 6:20. It says, "Oh Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust."
Yeah, and we trust in the scriptures. If we don't trust in this devil, going out.
Avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely called, falsely so called.
And oppositions of science falsely called. So what is basically science is just another way of saying knowledge. But true science is what we're talking about. From the I think it's from the Greek word scientia, which means knowledge, right? So we're bringing the real science to the forefront. They're talking about some bullshit.
Talking about fungus, the bogeyman and shit.
That's what I could just say, because I can't remember what committee it was, but there was a lady that was being questioned, grilled basically, and she admitted that there was no testing on the VC, right, for efficacy for the C90.
Yeah.
You know, so they've already come out and said it, but now you have them still trying to paint over the cracks and cover up all the lies. So you already admitted it.
Yeah. That's it right there. And I mean, like what I've also looked into as well. Not that I looked into, but basically, to create a VC, it takes about 5 to 10 years. They just came. They came right with their VC right on time. Everybody got to go take it. Even your NHS, nurse would tell you, send you a text on the phone.
You booked your appointment.
Yeah, they will ring.
Like, nigga, I ain't booked my appointment for that shit. You gonna book my appointment? Man, fuck you, man.
And technically, it's not even a VC technically anyway.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Like, they booking you an appointment, telling you, trying to persuade your mind, and the way they do it too is kind of scary. You know, if you're like simple-minded, you be taken by the text message.
Yeah,
they got it written in all caps. And stuff like that.
You know, it reminds me of it. You know when you get them fraudsters texting your phone, asking you details about your banking. They're moving in the same way.
They're moving in the same way. So much so, brother, that even your phone would tell you it's a scam.
Yeah.
My phone was telling me them niggas is scamming you, man.
Spam, innit? Yeah, spam. The number comes up spam. Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's all about psychology, right? Like,
It's all about it.
You see, like British Gas, right? They keep sending me text message. Read my meter and send them the reading.
Right.
Yeah.
To avoid what? Estimated bills.
Yeah.
Psychology.
It's psychology.
Because you say, oh no, I don't be paying over what I normally pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all psychology to just make it get to panic.
You could send the reading and they ask for more money.
Yeah, ask for more money,
You see what I'm saying,
Sometimes
brother?
they get it wrong,
Right?
That's how it goes with these.
It's all psychology. They know what they're doing, man.
Yeah. That's right, my brother. You know what I mean? Like, you can't listen to Esau.
You can't listen to them, man.
Because if you listen to him, you get hit to what he's telling you, man. He's gonna have you in the spiritual.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Spiritual realm shots. As soon as you get it, you're in the
you're
spiritual
gonna get
realm.
them spiritual realm shots. What is it? The SP joints.
You take it, you're like, oh no! And then you spiritual. Oh no!
Took a shot from the SP.
Oh no, I didn't repent. Spiritual realm knows that I got you now.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a saying in life about don't take them serious like a pinch of salt. But we are the salt of the earth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We run this earth, right?
We're the true founding fathers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we can't take them serious. Is that saying? Pinch of the salt.
Yeah.
Take them serious.
We're not.
So I finished
I got,
on?
oh yeah.
Have you got one?
I got a piece of it.
You go and you do that.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us. And that word advantage, man, is a big word.
Yep.
All right? If you know the wiles of the devil, then he hasn't got an advantage over us. So we're cool. All right? We are not ignorant
Of his devices.
of his devices. And the Bible says that a lot of people are willingly ignorant of this word. You know? So willingly means like the knowledge is out there, but you willingly ignore it. So you're willingly gonna get put to death, man. That's the road you're on. That's it.
Yeah. So I mean, like, let's go back to this, brother.
Khan, so it says, continuing on, In 2021 article, Hotez pronounced opposition to C19 restrictions as not just a form of anti-science activism, but a form of aggression, trigger word, perpetrated by congressional Republicans, right-wing news outlets, and conservative intellectuals. Specific examples cited by Hotez included members of the House suggesting C19 escaped from a lab and calling for audits on Dr. Anthony Fauci's digital communications. Senator Ron Johnson publicly highlighting the injuries, and Laura Ingraham calling Hotez bad names on TV.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean,
It's all petty.
yeah, it's all, yeah, basically it's what it is. So I mean, it's like, yeah.
It's defamation.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to, you know, you trash someone, you make them look foolish and silly or whatever you want to say. Yeah. And people are less likely to believe something like that. That's why they have the conspiracy theory
Tag in it.
Monica, because you call someone a conspiracy theorist, immediately you're going to dismiss what they're saying.
Yeah.
You're going to think they're crazy.
Yeah.
Now all them conspiracies that they were theorying on are coming to pass. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
But you got a lot of articles coming out with that too, where a lot of conspiracy theories have became conspiratory facts.
Yeah.
So you know the thing, and that's why they don't. This is the real reason why they want to ban freedom of speech, because a lot of people are saying things, and it's happening.
Yeah.
So to prohibit that knowledge from getting out, let's shut these niggas out. Let's just cut them out, because we got things to do. And we ain't trying to get people to be persuaded in other ways. We want them to be persuaded in our way.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go on.
Sure. East was very smart. We've talked about him using his psychology. He knows there's certain trigger words which immediately make the casual mind shut off. Like as Amawan said, if you say, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, someone who doesn't want to do research, someone who's scared of truth, they immediately switch their mind off and they shut down, like the shutters come down, okay, we can't listen to that conspiracy theory. So Eastwood knows that, that's why he uses these trigger words. This article's full of them, trigger words to get people to dismiss the truth of what these people are saying about the shots.
And if you say something about it, then you must be one of those.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to be countered as that, because you know they're not they're not as strong. They're not as strong enough to pursue that side of standing on the regards of speaking against the VC. Yeah, go on.
In September 2022 commentary published by Nature Reviews Immunology, Hotez wrote of the need to seek outside advice from experts in homeland security, justice, commerce, even the US State Department, as well as the various United Nations agencies to protect the world from anti-science activists.
You know what that is?
Wow.
That means possibly getting the government, all of these governments who force the police officers to possibly arrest them.
Yeah.
But he's just saying it, he's just basically saying it in a different way. But he would like them to be arrested, to be persecuted for their words, because their words are causing a lot of death. Again, psychology. Even though they themselves know that the VC SHOT is causing the deaths, period.
Yeah.
But again, it's just going inside of their agenda now. Go on, brother.
Hotez does not offer many specifics for what he wants these agencies to do, or what his aforementioned political
He
solutions.
doesn't have to say any more than that. He just wants them arrested. He wants anyone that speaks up against them, or against their agenda, is to be arrested.
Yeah.
Because the way that this guy is coming, he's coming hard with them words he's coming with. Come on, man. Like we know the dealers, and people that are knowledgeable to know, they know where he's coming from. He don't have to say. He doesn't have to say keywords. He doesn't have to spell it out. Go on, brother. You can read between the lines, man.
Can't. Reading on, it says, Hotez does not offer many specifics for what he wants these agencies to do, or what his aforementioned political solutions might look like.
Yeah.
However, censoring or prosecuting people who commit acts of anti-science aggression would seem like a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, prosecution, again. Seeing them get arrested. That's what he wants. Go on,
Wow,
brother.
man.
The former has become commonplace on social media, as the latter is a tactic that has been called for by the American Medical Association in efforts to silence critics of doctors.
Right, silence, exactly, because a lot of doctors, you got a lot of doctors that are coming out, making recordings about what what they've perceived of the VC and what it has within it and everything else. Because you got people that really truly believe in their job of being a doctor, of helping people, not doing the quiet contrary. So what the doctors are now doing, they're coming out and criticizing the VC.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you have them now becoming what? Whistleblowers.
Yeah.
So anyone that says anything against the VC or anything against what they're doing, we need to shut them down quick, fast. Because we need a lot of people for what we need. Salaki, brother.
No, go.
Like for example, back in 2007, Boris Johnson said what he said about having the public be populated. Because that's what it's all about. Bring the numbers down so that we can create everything. Go on, brother. Yeah.
Psalms 36 and 1, there's just a few here. It says, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He have left off to be wise and to do good.
And that's exactly what this devil is. He's a deceiver. And that's all he has to bring to the table, is to be a deceiver. He has no fear in his heart towards the Most High. And he's hoping that all of his deception will go all the way through and influence the minds of the people. And by that happening effectively, let's shut these critics down. Those that have critical thinking skills, let's shut them away so that our plans can get moving and forwarded more effectively. But at the end of the day, these devils, they're gonna get the shock of their life. Go on, brother.
There's one more. So verse 4 says, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil.
Right, he abhorreth not evil. In other words, he doesn't avoid it. He loves evil.
Yeah, that's him, man.
That's Esau to the 10th power. He enjoys it. It gives him a kick of the ass, so to speak. It makes this life worthwhile. Like, what kind of wickedness can we do today? And they think about it while they're sleeping. They get a joy out of this shit, man. Just like how we get a kick out of doing what we're doing and visualizing in the kingdom. They get a kick out of doing left-hand side stuff.
Yeah, man, they get their wet dreams, brother.
So that's how it is, man. And that's why these devils, these niggas, these true, genuine niggas, gotta be taken out the fucking way, man. Sorry for my language there. I was doing all right, man, today.
And if I could just say, because it said he devised mischief on his bed. And that's what those words are, man. They thought meticulously, on what words to put into these things to get into your mind. Like the scripture says, the heart is deep.
And they search out iniquity.
A brother in Great Millstone in LA said in one sit down, he goes that Esau, he feels it in his spirit that he's wicked. He knows he's wicked. He doesn't get a kick if he's not doing iniquity or wickedness. Hey, you coconuts, you're gonna find out the hard way that this man has a pure evil heart. When all hell breaks loose, if you go back to World War II, all right, even when America conquered Germany, afterwards they allowed lawlessness to happen. Anytime them Germans were getting killed or raped, they just stood by and let it happen. And it was an order from Eisenhower, man. So can you imagine when Jacob's trouble happens? What's going to be happening to you two fags?
It's like the purge. That's his dream.
Yeah, that's his dream.
If they knew that they were actually the wicked of the scriptures and knew and understood it, they'd run wild-eyed. They'll just accept it.
Yeah, they'll embrace it. Yeah. They'll embrace it. That's why when you see it about the rock concerts, they're doing all that. Hell, Satan, crazy. They're going crazy. But that's their spirit, man. That's why even all the strikes that are happening, he's actually doing that, man.
On purpose.
Yeah, he's controlling both sides, and now he's getting legislation so people cannot strike again. One piece, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. What, you've got a government that doesn't want to pay the people, and now they're going to put in legislation so you cannot strike. That's going to cause chaos, man. It's already chaos now with the nurses and everything.
God.
So he's unrighteous, man.
Yeah, he's saying that the nurses are already overwhelmed due to this CVID thing, man.
Yeah.
People getting caught out there. You know, all kinds of shit's going on with that situation. We're going on.
Whatever his goals, Hotez's methodology is now easy for him to justify when you label any form of disagreement or skepticism as aggression. It is suddenly reasonable to ask the strong arm of the government to intervene.
Yeah, see that the strong arm of the government. Hey, you know what? Him saying that brought me back to what my man was saying, King Charles III. When he was Prince Charles at the time, he gave a speech at the COP 26 meeting, and he said we have to, martial. We need like a martial law. Let me go and find it, man. There's it's on the there's a transcript on it. Of what he said.
Charles,
yeah, Prince Charles. He was at the COP 26 meeting, and he made the statement. We need to martial.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See? That's all. That's like the brother said. He feels it in his spirit. He's wicked, man. So all of this turns his devil on.
And if I could say, does that sound like you're in a free world where you're just free? Where they're talking about, you know, putting people under martial law and controlling this, that. You're not free out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's obvious. You're not free, man.
All you blacks planning for mortgages, you know what? You're just gonna perish, man. The ones of you that are on that tip of getting married and going to university, you're gonna die, man. We're not in that time, man.
Yeah, they're just blind bats, man.
Right.
Actually, they're blinder than the back, because at least the back can see in the dark.
How can you not see this place is crumbling?
Yeah, I cannot see.
And that's the plan, you know. That's this whole NHS business, the services.
Yeah.
They're bringing it all to an end. This ain't something like everyone like what these union leaders are saying. If they want it to be fixed, all the government has to do is fix it.
Yeah.
Can't sit down and do the talking and pay the money, do what has to be done. But they don't want it to.
They want it to happen.
They want it to happen.
Yeah.
man.
And let's face it, right? Let's face reality. Have you ever been living and see so many strikes in one go?
No.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a
In
good
one
point.
go, never ever.
Nope.
You know?
That's a good point. You know, all at the same time.
At the same time, never. That's happened in history.
Even Royal Mail still backed up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a new strike too.
Yeah.
Say that.
I said even Royal Mail is still backed up.
Yeah.
They were striking from before Christmas, and it's
Yeah.
still
Those
people
strikes
waiting to
before
get this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is what's happening in the UK. The nurses are on strike, the taxis are on strike,
The lawyers.
the lawyers are on strike, all right? Everyone's going on strike at the same time. So what's going to happen? It's a collapse.
And even that
But we
strike
have
they
a
had the other day.
thriving and robust economy.
Yeah.
well, and we're going to
Yeah.
get out of this by growth. For order for you to have growth, you have to have an industry. What industry do you have in this country?
No, man.
None.
You've
They're
got
not
nothing.
producing
Ma-
anything. They're not
Margaret
exporting.
Thatcher saw an end to that.
Yeah, they're not exporting, they're not building. Now they want the immigrants to come back to plug the gaps.
Yeah.
So you can't just choose, take people like rag tissues and use them and throw them away.
Yeah,
And also,
blow your nose and throw them away.
Throw away,
And,
yeah.
and another thing as well, because of the strikes, they were saying they're going to bring in soldiers, you know, military soldiers.
army,
What them, there's another word for them.
Martial law troops.
Well, yeah, it's basically that.
Civil servant.
Civil
It's
service.
the SAS, isn't it?
So
SAS.
it's standing for the
Servants or something.
National
so-called
Guard.
ambulance service.
Yeah.
They
Union
brought them in.
service.
They brought them in.
They're in
They
there
had the
already.
strike the other day, yeah.
So that's setting the stage for
Martial
martial law,
Martial law,
and
yeah.
everything else, man. Because
Yeah.
if they're gonna be on the roads and you start to see them with guns and fully armored out,
Yeah.
that's gonna tell you. That's gonna tell the 2/3 Jacob's
When's
trouble,
that
man.
article?
Get
When's
ready,
that?
man.
Yeah,
Separate the men
Jeremiah.
from the boys.
Yeah,
So to
that's
speak.
That's it.
You know?
You see?
Yeah, I found it right here. This is what he said. He said, and this is to do with what is it? Climate change, right? So this reads, Prince Charles, woman in 27 seconds, putting a value on carbon, thus making carbon capture solutions more economical, is therefore absolutely critical. Similarly, after billions of years of evolution, nature is our best teacher in this regard. Let me just go skip all the way down. There's a lot that he said. I want to get to the point. So he says, we also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector, with trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world leaders. And there you go.
Wow.
So he wants to basically, so in other words, they want to force this new world setting down your throat. When it comes to the global, under the guise of global warming and under the guise of this VC thing. Yeah. They want to force it down people's throats. Get with the program or else.
You see?
You see how they had trillions for that?
Yeah.
Trillions for that.
They got trillions for that. Yeah.
They don't have trillions to help the the urban and the city the poor. They don't have trillions for that, but they have trillions for weapons of war and to clamp down on people's rights.
And creating masks. They want to start putting money towards masks.
And
you know what I mean?
Yep. Waste of money.
Waste of money, man. They know what they're doing.
I've got a snapshot of something that's already taking place over there in Urida, Arkansas, yeah? Setting the president for purge, curfew to be implemented in cities in America. Urida, Arkansas. So there's a curfew already that's taking place. I think the new one, they've got a number 8. It's not 6 though, but it's 8 from the evening maybe to 8 the next evening.
Okay,
but there may be something that someone might come up with about that.
I mean, look,
but it's a curfew though.
6 wouldn't be reasonable at first anyway, because they're going to do what they want. But 6 wouldn't be reasonable to put curfews on people right now, because people are coming and going, got to go work and all that sort of stuff. So they have to make it.
And someone was saying, people that are into the social media, because I just have to listen to people when they talk about it, because I'm not really savvy on that. But they're saying that in that place, Urida, Arkansas, there's about 100 people that are Edomites. The rest of them are all blacks. It's populated, it's a black populated city in America. 100 black people, so it's basically an all-out front.
Basically,
on the two words again. It's the purge as it describes there. Yeah, setting the president for a purge. So that's Jeremiah 13:7.
Right, right, straight like that.
That's it. That's why we speak on these things to
you go this guy.
We speak on these things so we have to warn the lost sheep, to get right, to get ready, Get Isaiah 13 verse 14. All right, because it's not going to be from 24:21. Because it's not going to be a cakewalk seeing all of these things that are coming down the pipeline, man. Even though in our minds, we try and pump ourselves up spiritually to think, what's going to happen, this, that, and the other. But in reality, how many of us has been in a war zone? We ain't been in a war zone. We ain't experienced what the people of Afghanistan have experienced.
Oh yeah.
We ain't gone through what the Syrians have. People coming in, shooting people up, raping women. Bombs dropping.
Some hard people,
they've seen some horror things.
The Russians as well.
That's why we have to get our strength from the Lord, man.
Big time.
There's no other way.
Big time, brother. Big time.
There's no other way that you're gonna. The time we're going in to be safe is not. There's all kinds of rumors going on, man. A zombie apocalypse. Why would the government say that? After they bring out the jab or whatever, why did they put on their website get ready for a zombie apocalypse? Why would they say that, man? So why would they say that? If they're gonna do that, why would they do that, man? See, look at this guy. See, there says we're ignoring a demon right now, man. Alright? The zombie apocalypse is here already, man. Alright?
Yep.
Right. Jesus does love
you. Jesus does love you. It's not sounding like a complete homo,
we was in
man.
Brixton and then the other place. We had all that going on all the time, innit? 24/7 we had
remember, yeah. See, a little thing like that was Nothing compared to what we used to get in bricks.
man.
We used to get
that's
that.
a light unit, man.
Yeah, that,
They were like the
Yeah,
wars.
like, that's
yeah,
like
the
what.
bricks to the packing was like war zone, man. One wicked nigger after another wicked nigger, man.
That ain't nothing but a light. Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
You don't wait. That ain't nothing.
Who is that person? Have you ever seen him before?
I don't know that.
Oh, he came up.
This is the second lap.
Oh, that's the second lap.
Yeah, man.
All right then. Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
man.
let's.
He wasn't satisfied the first time. He
Yeah.
wasn't satisfied.
Anyway.
It's still looking like his arsehole. He's certainly.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
well, the man's sick.
He's sick, man. He's sick.
Most
don't
of now
worry,
he's
man.
definitely marked now.
His
innit?
balls are gonna drop when this happens. Yeah? Hey, read
He's
that.
even got any. They sound like they're in the back of his throat.
Yeah, go on.
Right.
Someone else's.
This is Isaiah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah 13 verse 14. You want, yeah?
Yep.
And it shall be as the chased roe,
Yep.
and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Yep.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
Yeah. Therefore, every man shall go turn to his own people, man. So a pansy like that, man.
Yeah, man. Pansy.
He's- the Lord is you pansies. The Lord's gonna take you out quick.
Yeah, man.
Because there's no need for you in it.
And he said that's an abomination.
Yeah, it's an abomination, isn't it? We're smiling, but we're dead serious. The Lord's going to take you sodomites out very quickly, man.
Would you guys know?
And brutally as well, man.
But you know, though, technically they already getting taken out because they got a lot of them got hepatitis. You know what hepatitis does? It destroys the liver.
Yeah. Yeah,
So once your liver's destroyed, your life
that's it, man.
life is out.
You know?
Yeah.
Alright, go on.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Yep.
That shall every man return to his own people,
That's it.
and flee every one into his own land.
Yeah, so certain people are going to get on planes and fly back to their own lands, man. That's how bad it's going to be. Like, remember when Afghanistan collapsed? They all went to the airport and people were trying to get the plane and go back. That was chaos, man. Someone even tried to hold on to the plane.
Yeah, I remember that. They
Yeah,
fell off,
yeah,
More
they
than
fell
one.
off. Yeah, they fell off. But you know why?
Yeah,
That was the fear of the fear of the wrath of the Taliban, yeah. You know. Now, how much more the Lord, man? In this time, a lot, you know.
I mean, you got to be completely stupid, man. How long do you think you're gonna hold it to an airplane for?
No, but you know, but he's making it. I see the point you're making. When you're desperate, you
It's a pure act of
It's an act of
desperation,
yeah,
man.
it's an act of pure desperation.
Survival instincts are not
Yeah.
necessarily logical.
It's the angels.
But I know what you're saying, though.
It's the angels. The angels persuaded them to think, yeah, I can
Yeah.
cling on for dear life.
Yeah, God.
Didn't work out, man.
Yeah,
Shortly
it
after
worked
they,
out.
they dropped.
If you're marked for death,
But
oh, there's a lot happening, man.
yeah, but
Carry
what
on,
kind
carry
of
on.
fear
Carry on.
was in them for them to do that, man?
That they
You get what I
they
mean?
stay, they get
You look
fucked
at
up.
9/11.
Yeah.
Instead of staying in the building and burning,
A lot of people jump
into the
Yeah, they jumped
Falling
out.
down,
choice.
yeah.
They had a choice, man. The
Yeah,
Lord,
that fire was the motivator. Really.
yeah, that fire was the motivator. So
Yeah, I had some questions. I was in the Christian church and I had some questions. I was thinking that, and the man that he answered, he said, it was the heat. It was the heat, man.
That's what it was. What else
Yeah,
could it
the
be?
Out of the fire, you know, out of the fire, and like,
yeah,
I'm out of the
yeah.
fire now.
Yeah, man.
But
Now-
it's the truth.
And there's videos of that on
Yeah.
YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Esau done that. Esau done that to his own people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he done that to his own people.
And
Let
just a
him-
quick circuit, I was going to say just a quick side note because I was
Yeah.
watching something about that. And you know they always tell the story that it was like commercial airlines.
Yeah.
But no, we don't know what commercial airlines that was. And there's no signage on them planes, man.
True.
Yeah.
So they just, so once again, that's
CGI,
another
man.
style
Yeah.
from Esau that he's got the masses believing. Because a lot of people
Hey,
still
but
believe
keep
it.
it real though. But we all thought it was real at the time though.
I did.
Yeah, I thought it was real.
I
at the
tell
time.
you, I thought it was big time real.
I thought
Yeah.
it was real at the time, but apparently it was
Yeah?
CGI.
Yeah.
You did.
There was no planes.
Wow, that's good then.
You know,
That's
it was
good
just
we
big
thought about it.
explosions, man.
So like, yeah, not to big myself up or anything, but I
Yeah.
said on the day,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. So the
I came
spirit
downstairs, my
make
brother was
you-
watching it on TV, he was like,
No, I never
I
thought
said, what's
about
going
it.
on?
I just said,
oh, some terrorists flew into the World Trade Center. I thought this is bullshit, man. I said, I bet the Americans did it. How can you say that? How can you say that?
Yeah.
Then what, in 2007? Oh, I've been watching this documentary. It's called Loose Change. Did you know 9/11 was an inside job?
Yeah,
I-
Fahrenheit.
I was telling you from the day, man, but no,
Yeah,
you didn't want to hear me, man.
Hey, some people it takes long to register, innit?
Yeah, because look, when you're coming into the, you're not even into the truth. Even getting to the knowledge of knowing that the world is not what it seems.
Yeah.
It's just levels, isn't it? So,
It's levels,
you know, there
yeah.
was times when I believed stuff, and then there was a time when I understood that things wasn't what they seemed. And after that, you question things.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's it, man.
And it's like a rose again.
Yeah, and that's why in this time coming up, man, it's not going to be easy to see our own people getting offed in record numbers. It's not going to be easy, man. It's not going to. The Lord is going to have to give you some kind of spirit. This is the worst time ever in history.
Wow.
So we're talking about worse than our ancestors getting lynched. Some serious stuff going on. Next level of kind of judgment that's going on, man.
May I say something?
You know?
I'm looking forward to it personally, right? I'm looking forward to seeing great numbers of our people get destroyed because personally I hate this place and personally I hate most of the people in it. This is Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and his wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life, he cannot be my disciple.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And I mean, that's not literally what it means.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, what it means is the fact that are you gonna do what they say versus what Yahweh Shai said?
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
That's it, man.
May I say something more on that point? I think that's a great motivator in this truth as well because it's good to hate your life and know that you're at the bottom in this truth because if you're thinking, you know what, man, yeah, this truth sounds good, but I might be able to make it, you know, I'm doing college, I'm doing uni, I might be able to get a good job and I might be able to be okay. Then you're going to be double-minded. You're going to be one foot in the truth, one foot in the world, and the world can pull you back into it. Whereas if you hate the world and you want to see it go up in flames, you're going to gravitate more towards this truth.
But that's if you know that this world does not have anything to offer to you. When you come to that conclusion, you got a lot of our people that are in this truth that believe that maybe the world does have something to offer you, but it actually doesn't. So once you know that truth, that the world has something to offer you, you're okay with seeing it burn. You want it to be burned so that you can get something out of it.
Then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yeah, well, you have to have enmity with this world.
Yeah.
Not run to it for refuge. Not cuddle it and hold it tight in your bosom. That's what a lot of you Israelites are doing. You're holding the world and the wickedness of the world tightly, man. Alright, you're saying one thing.
Yeah.
It's that scripture with their lips that do honor me, but their
Your heart is far from me.
Yeah, so you can get that one. But that's a very powerful scripture, man. Because the Lord is not stupid, you know. Even when us, you know, like before the Lord woke us up, like when I was a Christian, I was trying to read the Bible. I didn't know what I was reading.
It's funny, I spoke about that.
Yeah, do you get me? I didn't know what I was reading, didn't know what I was doing. But I even went to church, asked them, why is my life this, that, and the other. But finally, we've got the answers now, man. That gives you a lot of peace of mind, a lot of rest.
Yeah.
And that's why when certain things happen and you're in this truth, you have to handle it differently, man. You have to handle it where the Lord told us to handle it.
I've got what you called for. Do you have it on one? Okay. I'll bring this one for you then. Bring this one. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 8. Sorry, Matthew 15 verse 8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoureth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
Yeah, their heart meaning their mind. You know, everything about it. Going to God, using God like a cash machine. You know, oh, I need this God, I need that God. Thank you for giving it to me. Now I'm just going to do what I want to do again. Yeah. Until the next time. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? It's like a, you know, like a escort, a prostitute. You bring that bitch when you want to slam her, right? You go over there, you slam her,
get your things, and you
leave. And you leave. You can't treat the Heavenly Father like that. We've done that, man, throughout our history.
Yeah, we did that, yeah.
We've done that from one kingdom to another. You know, I did a video just yesterday, and when you look at our people, the Vikings, because you know the brother in the central camp, heavy set guy?
Oh, I know the one.
You know the one who's got glasses?
Oh, the one that he's knowledgeable in the history.
Yeah, he's knowledgeable in the history, you know? He talks about the Vikings.
Tazza something.
I don't know his name.
Tazza Duck Bar.
Big Tazza Duck Bar. Yeah, and there was a documentary where a white guy in Sweden said that the Vikings were black people. And they were going on mad over there. So he did a little.
They're offended.
Yeah, of course they're. How dare you? This is madness, crazy. But yes, Beowulf and Bluetooth and
They're all jigs.
yeah, they were all Israelites, man. You know. But now they're finding out. They're getting mad about it. You see?
And the reason why they were known as, because you had a group of Israelites that were known as the Blue Bloods.
Yeah, Blue Bloods. Yeah.
The reason why they called them the Blue Bloods because some jigs were so black that they almost looked like a devil.
Blue, yeah. Or blackamoors.
No, blackamoors.
Yeah, or blackamoors, you see. So there was different time periods, but in all those time periods, we didn't fear the Lord, we didn't obey Him. You know, so this is our last chance to do that, man. So that's motivation in itself, man. You know, but you have to fear the Lord, and in order for you to fear Him, you have to know Him.
Yeah.
That's the problem with our people; they don't know Him. So they honor Him with their lips, but their heart is far from Him, man. All right. So it's like you having a woman, and you're going to her, you're kissing her, cuddling her, but after a while she knows that listen, you're hitting another woman, man. You know what I mean? You ain't doing it how you used to do it.
You ain't going all the way.
Yeah, you ain't going all the way with it, you know? So there has to be a segregation, and that's going to be this judgment, man. You know, Matthew 24.
It actually says it in Proverbs. Let me see if I can find that. Where it says you cherish her bosoms or something to that effect.
Okay.
Ravished by her bosom.
Ravish, there you go.
Hey, you can read that one, why don't
Matthew 24 and 21, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation."
you? Great tribulation. It doesn't say just tribulation. It says great tribulation. You know, like we know when you know when you go into a show, they say, "Oh, it's the great," you know.
The greatest show on earth.
Yeah, the greatest show on earth. Great. You know, we're talking about a great tribulation, man. All right. So slavery was a tribulation, but not compared to this one. And in slavery, they pulled teeth out, they lynched us, they scalped Gadites, they did all kinds of wickedness. But there shall be what? Great what?
For then shall be great tribulation,
Yep.
such as was not since the beginning of the world
See?
to this time,
To this-
nor ever shall be.
See, so when these rumors are going on about zombie apocalypse and all that stuff, we can't dismiss it because it's something we've never seen before.
And it will happen.
And it's, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And the evidence is looking. Why would the government put on their a website after they've done the jab, get ready for a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
I mean,
He's coming.
that shows you how wicked this devil is, man.
And they show you that in films and video games, Resident Evil.
Yeah,
that's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Resident
Zombies
Evil.
walking like this, bro.
Yeah.
And they
There's
grab
a-
one of you and they eat you.
And there's a program now coming on Sky called The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's based on a video game.
Yeah, based on a video game. Apparently, people turn into monsters or something like that.
Yeah, they're showing you in it plain sight.
Yeah.
Plain sight, man. You know. So that the time we're in, all right, we have to. We have
Hey,
to
Salakia,
walk circumspectly, man.
just came to my mind because there's one
Yeah.
of the Resident Evil films, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking of that.
and they're sitting. This is after it's been gone for years, and the zombies are everywhere. And there's one building that the leaders, the Romanian leaders, are sitting talking about how. I think it might be before it actually starts, and they're like, we should design. The world's going to come to an end anyway, so let's do it our way. So they invent the virus, in order to cull everyone and bring it to an end, and they're still ruling.
That sounds
And when
familiar.
he's talking, he's got the Holy Bible, KJV, on the table.
Wow.
Oh, that's heavy.
Wow.
That's heavy.
Is that one of the scenes in the game?
No, this is in one of the movies.
In one of the
That's
movies.
blatant. You don't get no blame than
The
that.
games don't touch on
No
that.
NLT, but KJV.
KJV,
Damn.
yeah, you see?
And that's just what they do. So when he's talking about, the government's talking about zombie apocalypses and that, it's the same thing what they're doing in the movie. So, they're using whatever means necessary to get to the end goal.
Yeah, you see?
Blame to the juggler.
Yeah. So they're showing you the truth, man. What is it? Hebrews 4 and 12? The word of the Most High?
Quick and powerful and sharp.
It's quick and powerful, man. And why is it powerful? Because it's true, that's why. That's there was the brothers in LA, they made this Edomite woman cry years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it went
Yeah, I
viral.
remember that.
Yeah, man. Because she said that the Bible's all fables.
Wow.
You know, they brought out a couple of scriptures, and then she started crying, man. And then at the end, she goes, are you saying that I'm done? You know?
What else are you saying?
Yeah. She goes, and it goes, the only hope you have is if you're an Israelite. You might be an Edomite, look like an Edomite, but you could be an Israelite. But she was definitely an Edomite woman, man. All right. So we have the great prize that we're gonna get is that we're gonna have our enemies in subjection. That's right. You know, we want that. All right. But the 2/3 don't want that, so that's why they have to be culled, man. There has to be a mass culling of our population. That's coming soon, man.
Yeah, 8 more minutes, brothers.
Quick one for you.
Oh, you go on. Oh, yeah, go on. Oh, go on.
Come on. This is a quick one, man.
You can bring that out.
Isaiah 31:1. I'll just straight to the point. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help
Yep.
and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many.
And that's not a lot of our people that are in America, you know, like you're in the police force and all that, this, that, and the other. Listen, the Lord is gonna take some of you out of that, bring in His truth. But most of you, you're gonna just get put to death, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you're holding up another man's kingdom. Do you get what I mean? You know, the time to leave that bullshit is right now. A brother in LA, he used to be an American Marine, man. And then the Lord brought him in the truth. You know, he's not in the US Marines now and doing this. He left that, man. Man, remember Cornelius? That's a good example, man. So those things are gonna happen again.
Yeah.
You know, but the ones you working for Esau in the police force and all that, he's gonna tell you to round up your own people, man. Dummies, man.
And they're gonna go as far as fighting the law too.
Yeah, some of them are gonna try and fight. Yeah, that's it.
What's that?
You know?
2 Corinthians 13.
Yeah.
Oh, continue, sorry.
And just to end off, they are many and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Because in that blizzard, we just had that blizzard, there's other things taking place as well as that. On top of the blizzard, people were calling the law enforcement and the other rescue teams, all these other rescue teams, they couldn't help them because one reason they couldn't because they had to look out for themselves. Another reason they couldn't get to the people, so they had too much on their plate. So all these, the blizzard and all the shovels and all that, people wasn't able to look after themselves, and they tried to get the help they needed. They couldn't help them because they was overrun. Anyway.
Overrun, yeah.
So
Some
they
of
was
them were frozen in the car, innit?
They died in some in particular. There's massive big story on it, and you hear about what happened in Katrina. The buzzword came out, looters, and you know what happened with Katrina with the word when that word comes out, looters. So that means if you see someone on site, they might not be doing nothing, but Esau just wants all he needs is an excuse.
Yeah, an excuse.
He's got an itchy trigger finger.
That's why what's his name said that. Kanye West said that. Yeah, when it's whites, you know, they're looking for food, but when it's blacks, we're looters. George Bush hates all black people. That's what he said.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
To a degree, they are looters because Jake don't have nothing. So when he's got an opportunity to take something,
Hey, over there in Buffalo, it was freezing. They started looting, man. So and Jake got captured.
Yeah.
And the mayor of the town was a black guy. He goes, "You are the lowest of the low."
Yeah.
It's freezing out there, man. There might be extenuating circumstances. But because he was a gollywog, they said, listen, come down hard on your people, man. You know? And he said, oh, you're the lowest of the low, this, that. You know? So a lot of those things are going to be happening, man.
well, it's good to say they're not in trouble. They're not in trouble.
It's other men.
They're not in trouble as other men. That favour be shown to the wicked. All right? That's why it's their system. So obviously they, what's it called? Stick up for their own, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's something that you coconuts don't do, man. That's the problem with our people. So at the end of the day, we have a time period to get right with the Heavenly Father, and we're in that time period now. All right. Get 2 Corinthians 6:1. All right, because we've only got a short window, man. There's time. Sorry, anyone.
You want to other man?
Let's see, getting the gloves.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we've only got a short. You know like when you got a Boxing Day sale or whatever. You've got a short window to man, to come into this, man.
What do they call that? Window of opportunity.
Yeah, you got a window of opportunity to come into that. Once that
Shutters it down.
then it's just judgment from there, man. You might as well start watching films like The Purge. You know, that's what's going to happen.
There's quite a few of them, really.
There's
There's no amount of watching that's going to actually prepare your mind.
Prepare your mind.
Yeah, that's why it's a great tribulation. Because it doesn't matter who you are. It's going to be great.
It's going to period.
You're going to see some.
You have to wait for the Lord to work in you, to put the spirit in you.
terrorists, man.
Yeah.
That's why Apostle always says that. He goes, listen, I can't save you guys, man.
Yeah.
All right? He's our teacher. He's not our savior, all right?
That's right.
Okay?
You see,
Go on.
not to cut you, but what did Deuteronomy 28:68 say? There you shall be sold to your enemies and no man shall buy you. So no man can save us.
No.
Only Yahweh Shai.
That's it. Only Yahweh Shai, man. So when you buy something, you redeem it. It's yours, you know? So that's what it means, to be saved. So he's our only savior.
2 Corinthians 6:1.
Yes.
2 Corinthians 6:1. It says, we then, as workers together with him.
Yep. So we're working with Yahweh Shai, doing this, doing your videos, studying, you know. The other day I was studying, just finishing. The time just started to come on me. That's how I do it tomorrow, and then something else happened. And you got, you got to fight that.
Just fighting. As long as you know you're fighting, then you feel like you're actually doing something.
Yeah.
Challenging yourself.
No?
Yeah. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that ye receive not the grace of Yahweh in vain.
Yep.
For he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation I have secured thee.
There you go, man. So there's a time of acceptance, all right? When there's a samurai sword to your neck, that's not the time for acceptance, you know? The time to get right is now, man.
Yeah, because he's going to be taking out Jacob if you're in the truth or not.
Exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
That's it, man. You're gonna see things. The Lord might allow demons to just roam everywhere.
Yeah, but it says in the scripture about aberrations. There's going to be aberrations too,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
that's
I don't know what they are.
You know what I mean?
That happened during ancient Egypt.
Right.
Like the Passover.
Right,
apparitions
yes.
and everything.
Yeah, those are the death angels.
So it's going to be even worse than that.
Wow.
Worse than that, man. You see?
I'm
So when
telling
you're
you.
hearing all these things, they're trying to open a portal to
all that.
CERN and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Doing their rituals with their Baphomet,
Yeah.
dancing around and shit.
No.
You know, they're doing the Olympics and they've got the big Molech statue and all that. All of that, they're trying to open up a portal for demons, to spiritual wickedness to come, man. In that time, they're going to be everywhere. They're going to be over
It's
you
going to be
niggas,
scary,
man.
man. Very
Demons,
scary.
they're going to be feeding on you niggas.
So it says, behold, now is the accepted time.
Yep.
Behold, now is the day of salvation.
Beautiful.
That's it. In that time, you're going to be saying, please, God, help, help. You're going to be calling him God, man. You know?
And Christ, brother.
Yeah,
Christ.
or Most High Christ. Do you get what I mean? You're going to... That's why it will behoove you to listen to people like us.
Can't.
Not because it's us, but the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai is in us, to edify you, on the scriptures. This is not a kind of an ego trip. Yeah, we're doing it, and he wants to look cool, or he wants subscribers. This is a deadly serious thing, and certain people acknowledge that, man. Like that gift that we, the brothers shared out last week. That's a blessing to that woman, man. All right, do you get what I mean? You know, there's scriptures in the Bible that talks about favor God has for His prophets, man. You know, so this is not something to scoff at. But the reason why our people scoff at it, because they really hate themselves. That's why they hate themselves. They see us doing something that they don't think they can do.
I hear that.
And they, and that's how they started us. That's why them two places, Brixton and Peckham, we both got hell there, man. Nothing but hell. That's all we got. But the time we're in now, you can see that people are hungry for this knowledge.
Yeah.
So that shows you that we're right around the corner, man. You know? What did I ask you for? Isaiah 43 and 11. Because the only Apostle says that. He says, listen, I can't save you. All right?
Yeah, I'll read this one and we'll close out.
And we'll close out.
All
Alright. Our Saviour is Isaiah 43 and 11. Yeah.
40 or 30?
43
Okay, and 11.
and 11. Yeah. Because the Lord has a movie, a script,
Enough time left.
and the Saviour is Yahweh Shai. Alright.
Ready?
But who gave him the authority that he's the Saviour? It's the Heavenly Father. Just like he gave the blueprint to Yahweh Shai and the angels to make the universe from the beginning. All right.
May I read from verse 10 because it's good.
Okay, go on.
Right, it says, Ye are my witnesses, saith Yahweh.
You have to call it out.
Oh shit, I forgot. So like,
It's alright,
why
it's
does it
alright.
reminded me?
It's alright, it's
I was too busy what I'm looking at. Isaiah 43 and 10. Ye are my witnesses, saith Yahweh,
Yep.
and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be any after me.
There you go.
I, even I, am Yahweh, and besides me there is no Savior.
There is. There's no Savior because he controls everything. He controls the right, he controls the left, wickedness, righteousness, everything, man. All right, so he's our Savior. And that's what we have to do, and we have to believe it, man. We can't be doing videos telling people to do this and that without saying it like we really believe it as well. I was saying
Paul,
that.
like Paul says about the brother.
Go say
Like
it,
the
go.
Apostle Paul said, he said, I believe and therefore I speak.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. See, if you believe it, all right, speak it like you believe it. All right, so that's a spirit in itself. When you have a team, football teams, like you're doing well, but you don't want you to go down. You know what I mean? Your manager tells you in a certain way how to do it, man. All right, we close out now, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that, we want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akudash.
Wow, boy,
Shalom.
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 You smell something there?
It's a shop. It's a little kebab shop across the road. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like a nice grill either.
Yeah, it sounds like something might not be right with that meat.